not take that lightly, and I will do everything I can for you and your family.
All right, we got ourselves a new head coach in place. Jeff Hafley, the new Fins head coach, will join us, matter of fact, at 7:30 this morning. So we'll get a chance to talk to him about a lot of things. What unbelievable stuff yesterday. It really was. Now, we got a lot of work to do and in the big picture, but I got to tell you, man, Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley, general manager and head coach, is great. Woody, you were there. You heard the end of it after we had to do a little work here at the radio station, but I like it. People, what? Yeah, and listen, there are going to be things, and people are going to be critical, and nobody's always going to be 100% happy. And they got a lot of work, man. So anybody that's coming in and just going to start getting real critical on them right off the bat, they got a mess to clean up. Hey, look at, he put it nicely. I'm not putting it so nicely. There's a mess to clean up. Hey, how about when they want to go do something, they go, we ain't got any money. The cap, no, we can't do that. They got to make some tough decisions on some veteran guys that you may want to keep that they just can't keep because of what they did and basically all those extensions. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. We did a bunch of bad extensions, man. And I'm moving forward, but I want to explain when somebody goes, why aren't we don't spend money? Well, you got to understand, man. We're in cap hell. And so these guys understand it. They got a plan, and we'll get into some of that stuff, some of the plan with the head coach coming up at 7:30. We got a lot of University of Miami news.
Going to take a while, by the way, on this thing, right? Like, it's not going to be an instant overnight.
No.
But my big takeaway from yesterday, Joe, is this guy's a no BS guy.
Yeah. Well,
the country club days are over.
Yeah, we
right? Like
we had a nice little talk off the side yesterday when we got over there. And well, listen, we'll talk about that. But, hey, man, as I said, we got a lot of stuff. Who's staying, who's leaving, who's entering the draft. I tell you what, they opened that thing for 4 days, and I think everybody went, oh, Joe must be kind of dead on things to talk about here. Hey, welcome to college football. Right after the national championship game, right down to the last drive. And there's no time. You got guys entering the draft. You've got guys leaving. They open that transfer portal for 4 days. It's a special thing they do for the championship teams that played in the championship game. And there's been a lot of movement. Get into a guy that we really liked. Woody and I were out there watching JoJo Trader run around. He's transferring. Never got it going. Somebody, if he ever figures everything out and gets his confidence back and can stay healthy, somebody's going to get, if he's ready to do it the right way, going to get a really good player in JoJo Trader. He's going to transfer. And by the way, he should transfer. He needs a fresh start. He needs a fresh start. I get it as a 4 or 5 star guy coming out of Chaminade, when he was there, one of the best teams in the country. loaded with great players. But I would be the first to tell you, I think JoJo Trader, from what I've seen, just needs a fresh start. You need to go get a fresh start and do it differently. Do it differently. I am finding out it is really hard on 4 and 5 star players to not come in and have instant success, and some of them want to be handed something or working off a couple of good practices. And then all of a sudden the transfer portal guys come in, they got experience, they know they've been through the good and the bad. And listen, it doesn't take away from all the talent. JoJo Trader, he's still got 4 or 5 star talent. He's just got to figure it out. And listen, I was one of his biggest fans. When I was out there, his one-on-one stuff, he just looked. They were thinking, too, that he was going to be one of their top guys, and he got injured. So some of it you can't control. But you come back, you have some big drops. I don't know how he handled. Mario doesn't just give jobs back when you come back from injury. He doesn't. And that's kind of a new thing when you play on a powerhouse high school here in South Florida like Chaminade Madonna. Some of these guys have struggled with it. He's not the first one. We had a safety from Chaminade that really struggled, that had unbelievable talent. But had some maturity problems. So anyway, and then Gerard Pringle changed his mind. He's going to stay. Running back who got a chance to all of a sudden comes in one day. I don't know what happened, but took advantage of really good practices and put together about a month of really good football games towards the end of the season. So he's decided to stay. They get a nice transfer portal pickup from an edge rusher and Damon Wilson. And we're still waiting on Darian Mensah, the Duke quarterback, to see. He is in the portal. Now we have to figure out the rulings come down on how this thing's going to be handled, because Duke is not going to let a guy who led them to the ACC championship, not going to just let him go. And I get it, because they don't have a backup plan. And honestly, Miami Hurricanes right now don't have a quarterback close to what Darian Mensah just did, winning that ACC championship, the 34 touchdowns. So there's a bunch of stuff. Ahmad Moten is staying at defensive tackle. That's a good one after the bad news of Markel Bell, the left tackle, 6'9", 345-pound offensive tackle, left tackle at that, has decided not to come back. Must have got a pretty good grade, Woody, if he's decided to turn pro. Somebody said a third or fourth round grade. I don't know. I know you can't teach size like that. He's a big, long-looking dude, man, of what you're supposed to look like.
Well, at least now, like, if they give you your grade and you get an idea, I guess you can compare the money, right, to what they offer you to go back to, I don't want to say school, but.
Well, once you jump in this draft, I don't know how that works.
Well, I guess, like, the agent will give you an idea, right? They'll
tell
you
about
where
right
you're going to get
now,
picked. You could figure out the money and see which one pays you more. Well, I'm guessing the money's got to be relatively close.
If you're just ready to turn pro.
Yeah, I never fault anyone for turning pro, man. Listen, you want to take your shot, take your shot.
No, I think he's going to be playing in the pros for a long time. Yeah. I'm going to be very surprised if he doesn't end up being. He's a big part of that offensive line for the Canes. I was just hoping selfishly, and same thing with Moten. Those are two guys I've been talking about the last couple weeks. Is Bell and Moten were playing really well, and I go, man, I hope they go, well, I'll wait another year and maybe I can be a first-round pick. But one's staying and one's going in that situation. I got to tell you, one guy I do not want to lose. Tomorrow, by the way, the portal closes for these guys. I think he's got major upside. I hope they're telling him, because they're bringing in, they've already signed 3 transfer portal wide receivers, that Joshua Moore. You get a guy 6'4", Woody. The day we were there, again, it was only one day. I wasn't in every practice. He must have had about 300 yards of takeoffs, catches, where he jumps over guys. He's athletic. You can't teach that size on a receiver. And he had a few catches, had a couple catches in the playoffs. But man, and I know, again, maturity, learning how to run routes better, not just using your athletic ability and all those things. I just hope sometimes this is the problem when you bring in a lot of guys at a position. As soon as JoJo Trader saw those guys sign, portal guys usually are going to come in and play, not giving them all this money to come in and sit. So you're going to lose some guys that haven't played a lot. So that's the new world we live in. But do not lose Joshua Moore. I just think the upside, he's got first-round looking stuff to him, man. I hope he figures it out quickly and sticks with it. By the way, the Heat last night lose a 3-point shooting contest, which has happened a few times. Heat 9 for 45, the Blazers 20 for 50. That's all you got to do now. By the way, we know it's not about turnovers. You just look at the amount of 3-point shots taken. By the way, I hate it. I love the old NBA, and I am not a big fan of some of the stuff going on. The two teams combined for 95 threes last night. Kids, go out and shoot threes if you want to get in the NBA, man. Go out and shoot threes. The Heat were only able to make 9 of 45. By the way, the starting 5, 3 for 21. The Blazers starting 5, 14 for 29 in that game. So Blazers make 20. All of a sudden you make 10 or 11 more threes than the other team. You're talking about 30 points, Woody. Talking about 30 points. You can make a lot of 2-point shots when the other guy's making, you come down and make 2 and they're making a 3. And we've said this a few times now where they got smoked pretty good on 3-point shooting.
They desperately need to make some sort of move here. The deadline's coming up in like 2 weeks or so, give or take.
Is Tyler Hero a good 3-point shooter? I never see him. I can't. Does he shoot threes well or not?
Look, the bottom line is they need to shake this thing up because they're going right towards that play-in, man.
Oh,
and they might even be worse than a play-in at this point. I mean, they're getting blown out in some of these games.
They're
like
they're in the 8th spot,
rough, man.
They're in the 8th spot right now, 23-22 on the season.
But 500's not. No, it's been how many years in a row has this been now? It's been a little while.
This has been 3 or 4 years that
they're playing. I know they had the one play-in run where they made it all the way to the finals, but man, oh man, this mediocrity is not something you're used to as a Heat fan.
No. And, like I just said, when you're 23-22, man, we're in the second half of the season. The trade deadline's coming up February 5th. And they
keep flashing Giannis's name on the screen.
Well, Giannis got to go somewhere. He's got to get out. Boy, did some guys call him out yesterday.
Well, that team stinks too.
Instead of you calling him, why don't you show up and play at a high level? And I'm like, I don't know, man, before you decide to get on him. Listen to some of the guys on ESPN on the shows, and I'm like, maybe I don't let him come be my problem.
Well, I know that the Heat are hesitant to move some of their guys, but this needs to be like anyone is available right now. There's nobody on that team that shouldn't be available.
Well,
Joe, you got to shake this thing up.
They're going to tell you Bam is not.
I don't care what they're going to tell. They need to shake this thing up.
Problem
is just not a good situation.
We're getting right back to where we've been. They was hoping for that development. And by the way, early on, it looked really good. And now we've kind of Khalil Ware. I don't know where the coach stands on Khalil Ware. Now he's hurt. So
he's in and out of the lineup, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he's like in the doghouse.
Seems like he is.
His maturity, and he doesn't play hard all the time. And then people write articles, and I don't know. I truly don't know. Hey, Panthers get a 2-1 shootout win last night, 26-20. Trying to get back in this thing, man, and not fall behind to get one of those last spots. With a lot of games still left, and Kachuk back.
Is this like where you're only allowed to have one team that's good at a time? Because we've had the Panthers. Now we would just had the Canes run.
You mean
are we only allowed to have one at a time?
Are you kind of like we just had the Canes thing and that's it for the year for us?
I start to feel that way.
Yeah.
Isn't it a little bit? Well, I don't see the Heat doing anything.
Well, listen,
they got to make a big move here, man.
Okay.
I don't know
what do you have? Like what?
I'm not Brian Windhorst. I'm not going to give you all these he likes warm weather stuff, but they need to make a move.
Are you saying for
the
Greek Freak, or what are you saying?
Well,
Antetokounmpo? What are you saying?
I don't know that they
you want to go to Memphis
and
try to get a guy that's.
I would do any of those things, to be quite honest with you, man. Like you just shake it up. You got to do something to shake it up because this is not a good cycle of mediocrity that they're in right now.
Back.
Clearly, this core is not working.
They came back with their thoughts being, we got 6 number 1 picks, if I'm not mistaken, on this team. And the development of the upside of those guys. And one of the problems is keeping them healthy. And second of all, I'm one thing I'm not a big fan of. Find a starting 5, and I get guys get injured. That changes things. And by the way, Tyler Hero, I mean, you can't count on him to be. He had 3 different injuries.
Mm-hmm.
He's had coming off an ankle injury, so he had an operation, so he was slow to get back, and he didn't get back for the start of the season. He had a toe injury. Now he's got a rib injury. And we're barely halfway through this season. And he's played 11 games. And he's your leading scorer last year. And then, how does he play and play along other guys? I don't know. Hey.
Remember that finals run I just mentioned, he missed that entire thing.
A lot of work.
Right? Didn't he get hurt in the first game?
Who's that?
Of the playoffs? Tyler Hero? Remember the finals run they had? I think he got hurt the first game.
What did he do? He break his finger?
His hand or something like that. He was diving after a ball.
Yeah, it was actually aggressive play. It was kind of a Heat play, and that's it. Hey, we're going to break here, man. Got a lot of stuff to get to here. If you're just joining us, the new Fins head coach, Jeff Hafley, will join us coming up at 7:30 this morning. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. A lot of work Those guys will be busy. We got the Senior Bowl coming up. We got the East-West All-Star game. We've got the what else we got there? We got the Combine coming up. We got pro workouts. Oof. That league never sleeps, man. That league never sleeps. Hell,
Well, we got big games coming up on Sunday that I'm
too.
trying to find some buzz around these games, man.
I'll tell you the buzz.
Are we like wrapped up in this college football game that we played Monday? Because I've never seen a championship Sunday come this quietly.
Well, it's just because
are we just
First of all,
not in it? Like,
you're going to be watching both games on Sunday.
Of course I'm going to be watching.
So are a lot of people. Did you see the numbers?
I
When we come back, I want to see the numbers.
They were large.
The numbers look pretty good.
Yes, they were
The
large.
league's okay, although I do
They're
agree
doing okay.
when it's Seattle and LA, two teams from the NFC West playing,
that game's actually should be entertaining, but like, I don't know, man. I don't feel any buzz around this AFC game.
Hey,
Do
man.
you?
Well, I do. I do, because I know how hard it is to get to living down here, how hard it is to get to an AFC and NFC championship game, and also to the Super Bowl.
Well, the Patriots seem to have figured
We
it
haven't been
out.
to a Super Bowl since I played in 17
So I
and
hear.
19.
Yes.
I see. I had to get that in
Yeah,
there.
thank you for getting that in this morning.
Damn near 70. Hey, we got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning, man, starting with my good friends at Chevy. I love South Florida Chevy. Hell, I love my Tahoe. Chevy's been making and keeping a promise to America for more than 100 years, and I want to share it with you. We build dependable trucks for the most dependable people. Hard work is in our DNA, same as you. Chevy Truck can do it all and never ask you to compromise. You can count on power and efficiency, dependability, and capability. Innovation in over a century of truck knowledge. And boy, you put that together, we got a truck for you. Your choice. There's a Chevy truck to meet your need, mid-size, full-size, even heavy-duty trucks built for early starts and long weekends. Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the people who drive them every day. Chevy's been making and keeping a promise to America for over 100 years. We build dependable trucks for the most dependable people. Drive Chevrolet, built to handle all your needs from the busy work week to your weekend adventures. Remember, start your drive with Chevrolet. Visit your South Florida Chevy dealers this weekend for great deals going on right now.
Today. we're going to invest in that position every year if we can. Now, depending on where we are as a football team, it'll be at different values, but we will draft quarterbacks every year, if not every other year, because I think you have to. You know, if you hit on a guy, great, and if not, if you hit on two, you have trade value. Again, I think if you look at the history of the Green Bay Packers all the way back to Ron Wolf, I mean, Brett Favre's backups were Matt Hasselbeck, Kurt Warner, Aaron Brooks, Ty Detmer. You can go on down the line. I can't say enough about the importance of it, and we'll be very active in acquiring quarterbacks to make sure that room is deep as we can make it.
Jon-Eric Sullivan, general manager, part of the press conference yesterday, along with the new head coach who will join us at 7:30, Jeff Hafley. Yeah. Hey, man. They just got here. They got a lot of work to do. Hell, they both got to figure out who they're going to keep and not keep as far as scouts and front office members. And then on top of that, we got 25, 26 coaches. Some are interviewing for jobs, trying to figure out if you want to keep. Some of them you want to keep. And then obviously you got to go through your list of players, evaluation, your own. So there's a lot of work to do. But the quarterback thing, man, by the way, they made it very clear, very generic about Tua, and I understand why. And by the way, Woody told you this would happen. Hoping there's a little bit of value, like can we get a 6th or 7th round pick? Besides giving up somebody most of the money because we got to pay it anyway, because that's basically like get something for him. I still don't believe he's going to be here. In case maybe I should have started with that. But the team was, hey, listen, we got to talk to him.
Is there any scenario where he is here?
Not for me, but I just went through it for a year.
Well, the question becomes what's out there, I guess.
I always worry. I do worry about when new eyeballs come in and they're going, well.
Those guys know he can't play. I mean, I would assume, but you got to have somebody play the position, right? And unless you're going to draft someone, or you're going to roll with Quinn Ewers, or you're going to, I don't know, free agents are going to be out there. But
Woody, they got a guy they've been with for 2 years.
He's talking about Willis?
Yeah, he's going to play somewhere.
Okay.
He's a free agent. He wants to be a starter. Obviously, he wants to be a starter. He's aware of the fact, he and his agent, there's a shortage of starting quarterbacks. Here we go again. Here we go again, NFL. By the way, that's going to be a broken record till.
Yes, this might be a year.
I'm going to be dead on my last bed. I'll be on a bed somewhere, probably in Lake Tahoe, on a lake in the hospital there. And they go, Joe, you got a few days left. And Woody, you may call me and go, hey, Joe, we're still about 5 guys short in the league of starting quarterbacks.
Yeah, and we're still trying to build an O-line. That's the other issue, right?
Well, by the way, they made that clear. It starts inside and works out. And we got to build it around the quarterback too, which is true. Some of you that have defended Tua said, he doesn't have enough around him. Well, I think we need another wide receiver. I gave all those guys all the opportunity. We did not have a second guy. We went heavily to our tight ends late in the year. Hell, we didn't get Waddle the ball enough.
But I like that they didn't shy away from quarterback, and he came right out and he goes,
the most important position in sports.
I love that, man.
Like a broken record. Woody, did you hear that?
Yeah, I love that.
By the way, the NBA guys hate that. I heard some guys complaining that
what
they're tired of hearing that it's the most impactful guy on a basketball team can make a difference. So I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm with you, Woody. Hell, I think the second most important position in sports is a goalie.
Yeah, you could make that argument, I suppose.
Let the NHL jump in on this one a little bit. Anyway, Jeff Hafley will join us coming up at 7:30, and we will.
But there's no more polarizing position in sports than the quarterback, man. And it's funny because it's like everything's up and down every single week. And
hey,
look at the guys that are left? How crazy is that?
Can I give you one right now that we're getting ready for? Speaking of the games on Sunday. New England at Denver, 3:00 game. Jarrett Stidham is going to start. He's got, an excellent defense, one of the best defenses in football in the Denver Broncos. He's got a nice supporting cast. Denver's got a real nice offensive line. They didn't get to this. What are they? 15-3. They got they had to buy the best.
The teams
record.
that are left have a lot of good parts.
How is the back? So here's a guy, and they're going, hey, we can do everything. We got confidence. He's 29 years old. He's not 21. He's been around. This can answer a lot for me because they're making it sound like in Denver. I mean, their coach came right out and said, hey, man, we're fine. He can do all. And I'm like, he ain't. First thing I thought, he's not Bo Nix. He can't run like Bo Nix. Bo Nix makes some throws too now. I don't think Bo Nix gets enough credit for how good he was because he was on that team and of really well-rounded team.
I know you're not point spread guy, but the Broncos being 5-point home dogs, I think is very representative of who's playing quarterback.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree with that.
Because I got to think, I don't know, wouldn't Denver, that game would be at the very worst a pick'em game?
Well,
right.
I'm just curious to see how he plays. Can this guy beat a really good New England team, and they're really good?
Yes, they are.
I don't care what their schedule was
Games
this year,
Denver.
how soft it was.
Not that really matters, but
yeah, they're not gonna. He's gonna be able to hear things when Denver's got the ball. They're a smart crowd to keep quiet, so he can call the plays.
But New England's not. I mean, weather-wise, that's not gonna be an issue.
No, they're both playing in. Come on, man. Yeah, you're
Although,
right.
I don't know. Have you seen the weather around the rest of the country with that winter storm thing that's hitting?
I got to tell you, my
Jeez, man.
I played a September game in Denver, an Elway Marino game, and there was snow. I mean, that never happens, right?
Now, those guys could throw in the snow, right?
Those two?
Yeah.
They were weatherproof.
Yeah.
Weatherproof guys.
Elway, too?
You think?
He could do it?
One of the great arms in the history of NFL.
There were two good quarterbacks in the front row yesterday. How about that?
There were two Hall of Famers stand next to each other. I'm surprised you didn't try to get in a picture with the two of them telling the ownership if you could get off the side so we could get that picture with them.
Why? Because I went up to Tom Brady?
You didn't do anything with Tom Brady. Did you say anything to him?
I did.
You're so shy, man.
I did.
I
said, I know Joe Rose.
Oh, God,
and he goes, come on over.
By the way, did you see what everybody did to my friggin' picture? My picture with the girls.
What's going on?
They put Brady and Belichick, took my face off and took my wife's face off, and they put them.
Fantastic.
Like double dating stuff.
I got to tell you, I got a lot of stuff yesterday from your altercation. Is that what we're going to call it? Your situation, whatever.
It's over.
I got a lot of stuff from that, man.
Well, you know what?
First of all, we got hit with it the second we walked into the press conference.
Yes. They
were coming up to me and, what happened over there?
You know what that truly tells me? People really don't have a life when they're looking, and not only just looking at a picture of two young, pretty women, or that you might know who they are or what they're about, but you're looking to see who's around in that picture. That's a loser move. All right, we got to go to break, man.
I don't think it's a loser move at all. You stand out.
Yeah, what do I stand out?
Well, you stand out. I also
you were trying to catch a friggin' chicken wing in my mouth.
I thought you were wolfing something down in that picture, but it's a light fixture behind you.
But I will tell you, I did go home and eat half the house when I got home. There's no question about that. A little late, but.
What are you, weird about eating in public or something?
Yeah, I don't like to eat in public.
Well, it was a very fit box, right? I mean, everyone in there is pretty good shape.
By the way, the food in there.
Pretty good.
Best I've ever seen. Best.
Oh, here we go. Oh, my goodness. That's fantastic.
All right. Hey, we got to go to break.
Do you see it on the screen?
Yeah.
That's great.
I got somebody sent it to me last night.
Oh, man.
Somebody said, hey, man, that's very funny. Nothing like a little laugh here on a Friday. Hey, by the way, you're right, Woody. I'm glad you brought up the AFC and the NFC championship game. Hey, when we come back, you got ratings?
Yeah, you want some ratings?
By the way, college football.
Our game did okay, huh?
College football and the NFL are doing just fine. We'll have some of that for you, so don't go away. And we'll also have Jeff Hafley will join us at 7:30. The new Fins head coach. Thought he had some great stuff yesterday. Again, yes, there's a lot of work to be done, but it is nice to have some new blood, some new eyeballs, some new brains in that building. Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED, low T. Man, hope you're not going through another weekend of trying to figure out why you're so tired. you're moody, you're not sleeping well, you have no sex drive. Those are all things. I'm in my late 60s, and I didn't want to deal with it, and I was down and out. I was trying to figure out the friggin' answer. What am I going to do? And they're going, oh, this is just part of life, Joe. And I go, well, they told me about Atlantic Men's Clinic. I am so glad I've now been with Atlantic Men's Clinic for 2 years because the results were fantastic. They really were. By the way, a lot of men start getting this ED and low T, as in no sex drive, nothing's happening in the bedroom, and really, really down and out with your energy level. And when you don't have energy, you don't stay active. And when you don't stay active and you eat the same amount, you gain weight. That's just the way it works. If you'd like to get rid of it, you can real quickly with Atlantic Men's Clinic. It's so professional. The results were so good. I got to tell you, I've been telling guys this, and a lot of guys take me up on it when they see me. Can I talk to you? If it's private, I go, yeah. Does it really work? Yes, it's unbelievable. So I want to tell you right now here on the show, here on a Friday morning, I got the PSA test. If medically advised, a test dose. You meet with their professional staff. They get the results. They put you on a program that's perfect for you to get great results super fast. And with 7 locations in South Florida to serve you, hey, man, what are you waiting for? Chase a little lady around, get some energy back like you used to have. Call them today, 877-455-7300. I'm going into the Plantation store today, right after our location over there. All professional, great staffs, and better results. Go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com for more information. Set up that first appointment, man. You got to make that move. Money, money, money. Man. Well, we say happy Friday morning to everybody out there. Again, New Fins head coach Jeff Hafley will join us coming up at 7:30 this morning as he getting his feet wet, as he just got the job on Monday. What a crazy Monday for him. Woody, that story was unbelievable. Comes in for a second interview, and he can tell the story better than I can when he comes on. I guess he had a little time. They finished up, and he went in the other room or something. They wanted to talk about him. So he's sitting there, and he's waiting and waiting. And meanwhile, he's got other opportunities all set up. He's got a plane waiting for him. People are like, get out of there. Can you talk to us? Can we talk to you one more time? And so he finds out they offer him the job and takes it. And then they go, hey, we got a national championship game coming up in a couple hours here. So he goes to the freaking game. What a day, man. How often you hear that, Woody? About 300 yards away, if that, the training facility to Hard Rock Stadium. And you happen to be interviewing for a job, and right next door you get the job. And next thing you know, you're sitting there at night going, I can't believe what just happened. I'm sitting there watching some guys we might draft, the two best teams in college football, play for a championship, and I'm the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. I mean, it's just the coolest thing. That's like, pinch me. Pinch me. Is this really, honey, did I call you earlier and really tell you I had the job? Like, did this really happen? Anyway, that's what happened. Hey, ratings. We were talking before.
You want to start with college?
Yeah, give me the college stuff. I loved it. You sent it to me last night.
Yeah, so this was big here. So it peaked at 33.2 million viewers, Miami and Indiana.
3 million.
Yeah, it's big. Most watched, most viewed non-NFL sports event since the 2016 World Series Game 7, second best cable telecast ever, second most watched CFB playoff title game ever. And then how about this, Joe? There's only there's 4 other games, most watched title games for the beginning of the BCS era from 1998. You had Texas USC in 2006 at a 35.6. You remember that game?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that was incredible.
Wild. Great game.
You had Ohio State, Oregon in 2015, Alabama, Texas in 2010, and then our game right there. So
all right.
Did pretty well. Pretty well.
Unbelievable. And then we talked about some of the NFL games, and
well, the NFL still is king,
yeah.
Joe. That
we
hit the one yesterday. So we got 2 new games. The Saturday games, you got 51, peaked at 51 million. The Buffalo and Denver game, which was absolutely a thrilling
great
game.
No disappointment there.
The other game stunk and still did okay. 32 million, got around the numbers the Canes game got. That was the Seahawks.
Yeah, that game was
49ers. That was not.
That game was over after kickoff return to start the game for a touchdown by Seattle.
ESPN's most watched event ever, they say. 38 million viewers here for the Patriots and Texans.
Wow.
They said ESPN's telecast Sunday's Texans-Patriots matchup became the most watched event in ESPN history, dating back to the network's launch in 1979.
Woody, somebody questioned that yesterday. I made the comment, apparently. I say so much stuff, I'm not sure exactly, but I said college football is second most popular sport in this country.
Yes, that is correct.
And apparently it's played out that way.
That is correct. You got 45.4 million viewers for the Bears.
Man. Well, that was a no-brainer. That's first of all,
most watched divisional playoff
2
game ever,
huge markets, right? LA and Chicago to start with, but also, it's just good stuff. So anyway, yeah, we got 2 games on Sunday. If you're wondering, no Saturday, you can do whatever you need to do on Saturday, but Sunday, New England at Denver, Jarrett Stidham, Drake May, Rams at Seattle. By the way, that should be the best game. Rams are really good, and Seattle might be the best team in this whole 4. Seattle might be, and we never talk about them. They're away from the world.
I don't know, man. The Rams keep winning too, so
yeah. No, they're not.
Rams are tough. By the way, the Rams have gone to every different kind of crap weather you could imagine in this thing, haven't they?
Didn't they play?
Keep winning.
Am I wrong? Did they play Philly really? they had a chance late in that game to beat Philly last year before they won the Super Bowl.
They did.
They played them a lot better than Kansas City.
No, the
did.
Rams are tough every year, man.
They're
very well coached.
They've been
They got a
able to
good
go on the
quarterback.
road. Cold weather doesn't affect them, even though they
No.
play in Southern California. So
it is possible.
It is possible. Yeah.
Excellent.
And by the
Good to
way,
know.
how good was that turnaround they did? They won a Super Bowl. They went all in. They were picking guys up to add pieces, and they openly said, we're going for it. It's a one shot. We're going for it, and it worked. Doesn't always. Like in baseball, you see that teams load up, and then you go, it didn't work, we blow it up, or it works and you blow it up because you can't financially keep doing it. But they did that, and then they said, hey, it's going to take a while. Now we gave that championship, and then remember the topic was, what would you be willing to be bad for a couple years if you knew you could win a championship? Hell, we're just bad. We've just been bad. We don't have to worry about championship. But so they won the championship, and it felt like 2 years later, they were good again. You know why? Because of what Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley were talking about. Totally driven through great drafts. You can look at the team. By the way, if you're bored tomorrow and you're sitting there, if you're really bored, on Sunday and you're watching those games, look up how many draft picks the Rams have that are home cooked. They're guys. They're draft picks. Just look. By the way, look at the Patriots. I mean, you look at these teams, man, and I agree. You just can't go out and just give all these top free agents all this money because they've been good on other teams and whatever comes with them, as we found out. Whatever comes with them, you take it, you live with it. You know what you're getting, by the way. They weren't stupid. This guy's a little moody. This guy's going to be late. This guy might get in a little trouble. But on Sunday, they're really friggin' good. Whatever you have to pay to get there, but they're really good. Anyway, we got to go to break. We got 7 o'clock hour coming up. Like I said, in the 7 o'clock hour, Jeff Hafley will join us coming up at 7:30. We got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. If you haven't heard the latest for the Canes, we'll have that for you. Who's in, who's out, who's turning pro, who's decided to come back. A lot of news with this Miami Hurricanes football team. Right now, though, I want to talk about something very important that is a home run every time I go. Jeff, Amanda, and the family at Beverly's Jewelers, my jeweler for more than 35 years. I still remember going in there to get the engagement ring for my wife that I'm still with. Shocking. Still with her. Right now, you can get a stunning 3-carat certified lab-grown diamond. This is the most popular thing I've ever promoted, not because you're listening to me, because you go in there and you're buying them, okay? They are unbelievable. They put together this stunning 3-carat certified lab-grown diamond, VVS clarity, E-color, set in a custom-made 14-karat gold engagement ring. So a lot of guys would love to get engaged, would love to do it, but can't afford that ring. You got it. For just $3,999, you can't beat it. It's super popular. It's fantastic. Amanda wears one. They're unbelievable. 3-carat diamond ring for only $3,999. It is spectacular looking. Not good, unbelievable. Hey, check it out. They got larger size if you want to do even a bigger one. Hey, I want to let you know, though, they got a huge selection of diamond studs, tennis bracelets, anything you need for an anniversary or a birthday coming up that says I love you. Beverly's, that's what they're all about. You need extra cash. Beverly's pays top dollar for your old gold, silver, and jewelry with immediate payment right there. Bam, ready to go. Interest-free financing, free gift wrapping. Wrap a lot better than I tried to do it one time. And I want to let you know they got a great staff to make sure you get exactly what you want at the price you feel comfortable with. Visit Beverly's Jewelers in Fort Lauderdale or go online to bevjewelers.com. Beverly's Jewelers, where South Florida gets engaged.
Got you.
And the game can be heard on 104.3 FM. To the Panthers, who beat Winnipeg 2-1 in a shootout. Cats will now head to Minnesota tomorrow night, and that game can be heard on 560 AM. And the Canes Hoops will hit the road to take on Syracuse tomorrow. Tip-off is at 2, and that game can be heard on 104.3 FM. Another busy Saturday coming up on the family of networks here, Joe.
Well, we got a lot of stuff going on, Woody, and I got to tell you, man, it's been tough working this week. The Australian Open,
I know.
kind of kicking it off. My neck's a little sore from watching the TV over here. As
a good match going right now.
Well, there's been a few good ones. A lot of the top players are starting to play each other here as we get close to that first weekend of a 2-week tournament. Anyway,
Joker's still alive, right?
Yeah, he won easily yesterday.
Good.
Yeah.
He's my favorite player.
Is he really, or do you just say that?
Oh, well, I like a lot of his stuff. First of all, I do like him because you don't like him. That obviously helps. But I just like a guy who's got a lot of personality. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, you know what? I think he's great for tennis, and he is the greatest
He's
player.
fantastic for tennis.
And by the way, you've heard me say this. He's the greatest player to ever play.
You have admitted that.
Because he won more majors. So when somebody could no, he's not. Federer's better. Nadal, no, they're not. No, they're not.
But it's
that's
but different eras, though, right?
No, but you go by. It doesn't matter when. Like Jack Nicklaus, this Jack and Tiger thing. I love Tiger. I think Tiger's done more for golf than anybody. But
you don't think Tiger's the best ever?
No, Jack goes down as the best. He got more majors.
I don't know, man.
You don't? I said
Tiger's the Michael Jordan of that sport, though. Like
what he has done is amazing. By the way, I told you, he just turned 50. What do you think that senior tour's thinking right now? Brother, please play like 10 events. Just give us 10, bro. Those will be 10. Like, we've never seen that many people.
You realize the power of Tiger Woods? Like, he couldn't even walk, and he's playing in these tournaments, and people were betting on him. He was the most bet-on guy to win these tournaments. He had no shot.
Right. I told you.
Like, he couldn't even make it through the first round.
Well, we were laughing. I go, his goal is to make the cut.
Yeah.
And that's going to be tough. He couldn't walk. You're watching him try to limp up the hills.
Remember when he came back and won the Masters, though?
That's unbelievable.
It was like the greatest thing in history.
Just added on to his greatness as the second best player of all time.
Yeah, people were so excited about that. Remember how much people hated him for a while there?
By the way, do you agree with me, though? Like, and now this is individual sports. Individual sports.
Oh, those are different. Yep.
It's different than that team sport stuff.
But I do think, like, what you have to take into account the era, the competition, that kind of stuff, too.
Woody, Jack didn't have it easy every week.
I know.
He had a lot of horses, too.
In fairness, I was not alive for his era.
No, I know you're not.
But the Tiger Woods thing, I can't imagine an athlete having an impact on a sport.
No, that's different.
More than that guy had.
That's different. I am not disagreeing. I got to see it firsthand.
And I know MJ, with the NBA was huge, but I mean,
this
is golf. Like,
what Tiger did at Doral was unbelievable. They made that Cadillac, and Tiger, and especially when Phil was good, those two going at it. It was like you had to like one or the other, right? And we caught a Saturday and a Sunday for people that might have been out. The crowds, remember the amount of, they had everybody going live in the world out there because the crowds were like, it was like a rock star. He was unbelievable. Like, we were watching, NBC had me going live early in the week to watch him practice hitting the ball, because the guy sit out there and hit, part of his greatness is work ethic to be that good. And they sit out there, and then, by the way, all the celebrities would come out to see him while he's there. It's like who's who. But I still don't think he's the greatest player, because he never got the majors.
Maybe.
And the only reason he get the majors is because of all the
situation.
All this, a couple of them. First of all, the car accident, damn near it's destroyed him. He's still not 100% from that car accident. And then, sometimes the bad breakup that goes super public. Maybe the most public divorce and drama around it that we've ever had in sports.
It's one of the wildest stories of all time.
He crashed
It
somewhere.
really is. But remember all this crazy stuff that was coming out? He was living secret lives, and he was, hitting waitresses at, what was it,
Perkins, not Denny's. You started to say Denny's. By the way, I ate
breakfast.
I ate at Denny's a few times. How about this? My father loves Denny's.
I think most people like Denny's.
Yeah,
It's good.
He go, Joe, can we go? Let's go to Denny's and get that breakfast.
Denny's, IHOP.
But
All good.
he was part of the Perkins team. Yeah.
You can't screw up eggs and pancakes, right?
No.
Always tastes
I
good.
love breakfast.
Pancakes are good.
I grew up with a family that loved a big breakfast, and I
Yeah.
still
Nothing beats a breakfast buffet, right?
no. I
Good
just like
breakfast
I
buffet.
just like to order the. And by the way, you can't do it as much when you're trying to keep your weight down, but
No, big breakfasts are not good for
the big pancakes and the eggs over the top with the yolk running and the bacon.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm a
like
yolk.
my dad.
I'm a yolk runner. That might be an old thing, by the way. I don't think kids
I didn't
do
want to
that.
say it because I didn't want to get you riled up
you're
this
not-
morning. You've had a
you're
really
fine.
rough week where you
I
screwed
have.
the people with the tickets and everything. Like you had a rough week. But yeah, I think that's an older guy.
The yolk running.
Yeah, I think so.
Over easy. And when I say easy, real easy, like just barely touch that
Mm-hmm.
frying pan. Okay. Just want to know.
Did you ever drink eggs growing up like Rocky?
No. But I did put raw eggs into my protein drinks when I was going through that little thing.
So you did drink raw
Yeah,
eggs?
I did a little few.
Yeah.
I did, but it was other stuff in there with it.
Oh, okay. So you didn't just straight.
No, I didn't just straight do that. That's
Okay.
nasty. But I do love eggs, man.
They say that's very bad for you.
Everything's
apparently.
bad for you, Woody. Everything that you do is bad. Seriously. I love a cheeseburger. I could eat a cheeseburger every day. I love cheeseburgers.
They're good.
What's that place, that famous cheeseburger place? We went there last weekend. It was unbelievable.
La Tub?
La Tub.
Yeah. They have good burgers there.
Unbelievable. Big. I was stuffed and I was relentless. I ate the whole damn thing.
They're big there too.
The girls took
They
half
are
home
big.
and I ate them the next day. Took care of theirs.
Yeah.
The leftovers come home from other members of the family and I just take them.
Yeah, you can't beat a good burger.
Oh, man. All right. Hey, listen, food and sports. That seems to be the deal that we're talking about. Hey, I got
Someone said OJ's drama makes Tigers seem like child's play. That's fair.
that is fair. By the way,
The OJ story is a wild one too. No question.
the only thing is OJ was done playing. Tiger was still in the prime on the first drama thing that took place. He would.
So the other thing, and like you'd have to correct me on this, and I know
Remember when he
OJ
did-
had a
when he did
really
the
good
press
image and all.
conference? Tiger did the press conference. His mom's sitting there when he was coming clean about all these things.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my
But Tiger
God.
also had a really very, very clean image. He had every sponsor in the world wanted a piece of him, right?
Yes.
He had such a clean image. I know OJ was kind of the same, I guess, right?
OJ was running that Hertz thing.
Yeah.
Did you remember the Hertz guy comes out, the president goes, OJ built our business up by himself with those ads.
Yeah. But Tiger had this image of just squeaky clean.
By the way, great work by whoever sent in that. That's a
Yeah, the OJ one was pretty crazy.
listen, man.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of we got
Well,
OJ
OJ did it
movies.
twice,
We
right?
got the
OJ
second,
got the
yeah,
kidnapping deal
but
or
the
whatever.
second one wasn't nearly like the chase. Come on, stop it. Going through that whole
No,
thing.
no, no. Chopping
Then
the
he
people
beats
up
it.
and yeah.
Then he beats it. I mean, the whole thing was
Allegedly, right? Yeah.
great theater.
Sure.
Great. By the way, everybody was watching that thing. You want to talk about eyeballs watching that? That was
Rest in peace,
crazy.
right? By the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Wherever
anyway,
he is.
wherever he is, we've got Coach going to join us here in about 20 minutes from now. We've got this news. I told you it was going to be a busy 4 days. Soon as that national championship game was done, it wasn't like Mario Cristobal was going to get a few days off with his staff to kind of chill out and get some rest. He went right into recruiting, trying to keep key players, finding out which guys were leaving because they had to get rolling quickly. If you're joining us and you didn't know this, Markel Bell, the big left tackle who was getting better and better, biggest man on that offensive line, 6'9", 340 or 50 pounds, has decided to turn pro. Another guy I was worried about that really is playing great, that defensive tackle, Ahmad Moten, out of Cardinal Gibbons High School. He's decided, as of right now, got a day left, that he's staying. So that's good news. And then the other one is, not surprised. Woody, you're not surprised JoJo Trader transferred, right?
No, I'm not surprised at all.
We thought that might happen. It's too bad because I thought he was a no-brainer to come in and start and play and kind of be, honestly, I thought JoJo Trader kind of had a chance to be the Malachi story. Not to what we may never see this again, what Malachi just did as a true freshman. But I thought he was going to be that good. I saw him play at Chaminade. He and Jeremiah Smith were unbelievable. No better 1-2 punch in the country than those two. That was different level good. And Gerard Pringle has decided to stay, changed his mind. He's coming back. Guy had a nice little run late in the year as a starting running back. So he's coming back. Porto pickup, edge rusher. I guess the top guy, man, Damon Wilson. I know Jason Taylor's been all over working on that one. By the way, how good is Jason Taylor for business right now with his guys? How about when Jason Taylor shows up at your house and says, man, I want you and I want to coach you?
He's got a pretty cool factor to him too, right?
He got that. Yeah, well,
he's
he's
a cool
just guy.
dude.
He didn't have to wear the Hall of Fame jacket.
No, but Jason Taylor, like you think of cool dudes that are in this town, like he's pretty high on the list.
Jason's always. Jason's cool. Yeah.
This is weird, by the way. Albert Breer just sent this out. The Bills are going to interview Mike McDaniel for their head coaching job today.
Wow.
So it actually says the Bills are interviewing new Chargers offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel.
So I did they did
so I guess
say
he took the job with LA and then
No. They knew this. This was all up front. I'm glad you brought that up. You can get an offensive coordinator job, you take it
and still interview.
But they know that his name is up. He took his name out of the Cleveland job, but he ain't gonna take his name out of the Buffalo job if he gets it.
Could you imagine?
No.
If he gets that job?
No.
Oh my God.
You know what's funny?
That would be must-see TV.
I just don't see Mike McDaniel as a Buffalo Bills.
Why? Because he's soft?
They
No, he does not seem to fit that market. No.
That culture of
No, I'm with you.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. It just seems like
I know you didn't want to say it, but I'll say it. Yeah, he does.
I
not
thought
fit
he's
there.
kind of,
No.
but he's not a soft guy. His running game, he's a running game guy.
I'm not talking about his offense.
I'm
I'm
talking about overalls and leadership.
Yeah, like I don't see his and all that stuff flying.
Fair. That's fair. Hey, let's go to break here real quickly, man.
His fancy clothes and all that. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work.
Oh, that's Buffalo. A good point, brother. That's a good point.
He doesn't seem a good fit
how that look would
for the
go.
market.
And by the way, I don't think he'd be wearing that look late in the year up there either. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Oh, gosh. Did you hear what the latest is from McDonald's? They got the new McDonald's app. You can get a 69-cent hamburger or cheeseburger on Sundays and Wednesdays, or 99-cent 6-piece chicken McNuggets on Mondays. Just download the McDonald's app, tap for great deals, make your week a little easier with deal days at McDonald's. Right now, in the McDonald's app, you can grab a hamburger or cheeseburger for just 69 cents on Sundays and Wednesdays. Monday, well, you can get a little 6-piece chicken McNugget for only 99 cents. McDonald's app deal days is happening right now. You know what sounds really good today? A little Big Mac with some French fries. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
WQAM.
coming up here in just 8-9 minutes from now. We'll talk to him. As you know, Brian Baldinger joins us every week from NFL Network, our Odyssey insider from the company. He came out with something yesterday that I want to play for you because it's out there and you'll probably hear more about it. Here's Baldy talking about a coach the Steelers might be interested in.
Pittsburgh Steelers. I hear, I'm not out here trying to play reporter or doing any of that nonsense, but I hear the Steelers are very interested in Mario Cristobal. And I think the coach of the University of Miami, I think Mario Cristobal actually would really translate to the NFL. I watched his practice in the spring. Jason Taylor coaching the defensive line. They got 2 number 1 picks on that defensive line. Mario Cristobal coaching the offensive line. Their right tackle is going to be a first-round pick. There's talent everywhere on that team. But the way that Mario coached that team reminded me of what old school coaches used to do. They're limited in the NFL, how many times you put pads on and hit and all that stuff, but they're going to get after it like they did. And I think Mario could actually transfer to the NFL.
Wow. So Baldy hitting that yesterday. I just want to throw it out there, and I'm not here, Canes fans, to destroy recruiting or to scare anybody or anything else. It's out there, and I just wanted to bring it up.
I think it's a great compliment.
By the way, it's a great compliment.
Yeah.
Hey,
obviously he's not going, but
I'd be very.
that's not.
You know, I just took a few minutes to think about it when I heard it, and I was like, nah, he just sounds like.
I'm guessing Mario is quite hungry to win a title here, especially
he loves
after that game. But
he loves South Florida like nobody's business, man. He's a South Florida guy, and
I think it's a great compliment, though, right?
No, it is.
That an NFL team's interested.
No, it is. Now, the second one is you hit before we went to break is Mike McDaniel interviewing for the Buffalo Bills job. Wow. You got anything else for me here today? I mean,
I'm out right now. The Ravens hired a coach. Was that new or is that?
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what.
I don't know who that guy is. Exactly.
I don't care what anybody says. That Buffalo Bills job's a really good job.
Why? Because they have Josh Allen?
Yes.
I know. Just kidding.
I know. Hey, and that division all of a sudden with the growth, quick growth and development and a new head coach of the Patriots has changed the whole, everything's flipped upside down in the AFC East right now for sure. So anyway.
Someone said that would be the greatest gift we could ever give the Bills. I don't know, man.
It just,
I think Mike's going to have success.
It's just that I look at Mike's
I don't think he's going to be a head
style,
coach there, but
well, I think
I'd be more concerned about him taking the OC job at LA and seeing what he could do with Herbert. He made Tua into an MVP candidate. Tua doesn't have a shred of athletic ability.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to do with this guy?
I think Mike is really, really good offensive coordinator. I'm still not 100% sold the way he handles a team.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to handle a team.
No, I
OC.
agree. When you're OC,
that's Harbaugh's deal.
And by the way, it's always nice when you're an OC or DC to go, hey, coach wants to do this today, so we're gonna get after it a little bit, or you may not like it, but this is what we're doing, and
he's only got to give one painful press conference a week.
That's right. Hey, we've got Coach Jeff Hafley going to join us coming up here in just a couple of minutes, and we're going to talk to him.
By the way, real quick, Joe, someone said 95 South at by Davie is completely shut down. They're saying not even stop and go. 95
South where?
By Davie, it says at Davie.
Oh,
so that's by you and me now, I guess.
Woody, that's all right. I
plan on very unusual.
Woody,
traffic reports are usually spot on.
Yeah, right. From Houston. She's right on the money.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on in Texas, she has to say.
We're big on like neighbors helping neighbors here. So if you're in some bad traffic, let us know because we don't bat 1,000 on that thing.
Oh, Woody, you're too funny, man. You are just you are on a roll.
What a weird morning of news.
Well, listen, we had a chance to talk to Jeff Hafley a little bit yesterday, and we're going to have him on coming up here in a few minutes. But I'm excited about just having some new people. I think they're going to clean this thing pretty good. I think they're in the middle of doing that right now throughout the organization. But I loved it. Jon-Eric Sullivan, Jeff Hafley. I'm glad they worked together, so it's not something new. I like the way it was done, starting with the GM and then getting your head coach. I thought it was great. Hey, we're going to go to break. We've got a lot more stuff to get to. Stay with us. We'll be back with the head coach of the Miami Dolphins right after this.
The Joe.
Time that out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you. Head coach, the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Jeff Hafley, joins us this morning. Coach, thank you so much, man. I know you got a lot of things going on. I appreciate you finding some time.
I appreciate it, Joe. Thanks for having me on. I just listening to the traffic updates. The only traffic we had in Green Bay was when I got caught behind a tractor, so I feel like I'm back in New Jersey.
Well, listen, you and the wife and family will find out one night when you're living in Broward or living in Dade and you decide you want to go to the other city and find out what that traffic's all about, man. We've really grown up with a lot of people here in South Florida for sure, so that's very funny. Hey, Coach, a lot of great stuff yesterday. I got to tell you, I went back. You're telling your story about that second interview on Monday, and you got other interviews. You got other people trying to figure out and want to talk to you. and you're sitting there waiting. Can you just tell that story? I just thought the whole day, it ended up being one of the greatest days a coach could ever have.
Yeah, it was a wild day, Joe. I'm not going to lie to you. So, I flew in. I'm sitting in a hotel room on Monday, and I'm getting ready to go on this interview, which was scheduled for about 3:30 in the afternoon. I think they had a few people in before me. And while I'm sitting in the hotel room, I got, one team's trying to get me on a Zoom call to talk and interview me for a second time. I had an owner that was trying to get me on the phone to talk. I had a team that wanted to sneak me out of the hotel and do an interview with them in their hotel. And then I had a team that had a plane waiting to take me right after. So suddenly, I don't know what happened. I became this hot candidate. So I have no clue what the heck was going on. And, I'm talking to my wife and I'm trying to do things the right way. And with me, that's what you're going to get. Very honest, very straightforward, and extremely loyal. And, I gave these guys my word. They were going to be my first visit, and I held to that. So then I get to the office and, I'm sitting there and interviewing, and I think it's going really well and giving a lot of answers, have a lot of energy, bouncing around the room. And then Mr. Ross, he said, "Hey, Jeff, can you leave the room for a second?" I was like, all right, this is going to go one of two ways. Either I said something that made him really mad, or they're going to give me the job here. So I texted my wife. I said, "I think I got it." She's like, "Well, what are you going to do? You going to get on the plane, or are you going to take it?" I go, "We'll see what happens." And then another half hour went by, and I texted her back and said, "I don't think I got it. So it looks like I'm going to be getting on this plane," because I was sitting there waiting forever. Then they called me back in the room and they offered me the job. And, I said, "Yeah, I want to be your head coach." And, after meeting with Mr. Ross and being around Sully and really going through the whole process, it was where I wanted to be. I felt the alignment, which is huge to me. And then all of a sudden it got crazier because now the national championship's going on. So they're like, "We have to get to the stadium now. President Trump's going to be here. Everything's going to shut down. The phones are going to turn off. You're not going to be able to get anywhere." So I'm rushing over to the stadium, and here's where something cooler even happened. So we're going through like a back door of the stadium, and I got Troy Aikman and Dan Marino, which for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, like think about this, right? I got Dan Marino and Troy Aikman with me. Like, who am I? And Troy takes a case of beer out of his car, and I said, "Troy, dude, I loved you, and now I like you even more. You bring your own beer into the national champ," and I mean his own beer, his brand,
right?
And he's like, "Yeah, Jeff, we just got to put it on ice and get it cooler." I was like, "You are the man." Like, this guy, like, I love this place already. So yeah, we go up, we watch the game, and what a game it was. And for me, meeting a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of supporters, and I mean, I couldn't believe it. A guy who grew up playing small college football, coached small college football, worked my way up, and now I'm sitting there and just so grateful for the opportunity. But yeah, clearly one of the best days I've ever had, and just really honored to have the opportunity.
You were telling that story, and I was thinking about, like, you're there about halfway through and something had to kick in. You're going, "I'm friggin' the head coach of the Dolphins sitting up here watching this game. Hell, I might even draft some. We might end up drafting a couple guys in this game." So yeah, I that you told that story. I just thought it was great. Coach, there's been so much talk about all these things and building this thing back up. And there's a lot of work to do and the whole thing. But the quarterback topic, the Tua and the quarterback thing in general. And I just want to ask you, we have to figure the quarterback thing out at the end of the day as you build around it first and the message yesterday. What's your thoughts on the quarterback? You guys have done such a great job in Green Bay long before you got there. Nobody's done a better job of finding quarterbacks long term than what they've done on this run between Favre, Rodgers, now Love, and just going on and on. What's the key for you to find that quarterback?
Well, we're going to have to lean on Sully for that, and I'll do everything that I can, whether it's here in the building, which there will 100% be the guys that compete for that job that are here, and whether it's going out and finding one, whether that's in the draft or whether that's in free agency. I mean, that's going to be a huge part of this whole entire thing. So with Sully and his department and with me helping, that's got to be one of the number one focuses, because everything's going to run through that position.
I got to ask you about this guy because you guys know him. His name's popping up all over. Got a shortage of quarterbacks, as you well know, in the NFL to start with. the Malik Willis thing. You've had a chance to watch him up close for the last couple years, and he's won some games for you in Green Bay. Just tell me a little bit about him, what you've seen from him.
Sure. He's a guy that Malik was our scout team quarterback for most of the year, so I got a chance to work really close with him, obviously running the defense, so he gave us the look. As your backup quarterback, as you know, Joe, does in the NFL, I mean, he gave us the look, so we got really close and just loved the way he prepared, loved how serious he was. I mean, he's the guy that after a good defensive performance would come up to me and, say, hey, coach, great job. Wow, what a defensive performance. And I'd always look at him. And sometimes I'd even get to say to him, I'd say, shoot, Malik, you had more yards running and passing than the quarterback we played today. So I appreciate all your hard work and effort. But just being in Green Bay and a couple of times when Jordan couldn't play in the 2 years I was there, I mean, I think Malik went in and won just about every game. He's a great athlete. He's smart. He can throw it. He can make off-scheduled plays. Just a really cool guy to be around in my 2 years, and I'm grateful for all the help that he did with our defense too.
So I got to ask you, players, man, everybody's been raving about you. My phone's been blowing up about you, and players love playing for you. The guys have said they got a lot better because of you. Some guys have said their confidence was down. You got to back up. They call you a player's coach, and now you take a little different role. You are going to call plays, and we'll get into that in a second defensively, but now you're the head coach. The things change, and you thought about it. You've had a chance to obviously watch some really good coaches that you've been assistant for. About the message now, does it change from being a DC to being the head coach in front of the whole 53 or 70 or 80 guys?
Well, who I am and how I treat players, that's not going to change. I'm going to pour into these guys. And I'm a guy that coaches hard. So call me a player's coach, call me what you want. I'm not really sure exactly what that means at times because people use it different ways. But Here's what I am. I'm going to have really good relationships with these guys. I'm going to get to know their families. I'm going to get to know them. And then I'm going to push them. And I'm going to hold them accountable. And I'm going to be hard on them. And practice is going to be tougher. And I'm going to do everything I can to make these guys better. That's why I'm here. And they might not like some of the things that I say, or they might not like some of the things I ask them to do. But ultimately, if they want to get better, they're going to listen. And that's how I'm going to coach. That's how I've coached defense. And now that I'm the head coach, it's just going to be with the entire team. I want to bring this team together. And you're right. There are some guys that don't have confidence, and I'm going to bring it out of them because I think a confident team is a dangerous team. And a team that believes in themselves and each other is a dangerous team. And that's really the starting point. And that's going to be my message to them as we go. And I'll hire a defensive coordinator that I trust, so I don't have to worry about doing the defense in the offseason, especially this first one. I'm going to be the head coach, and I'm going to focus on offense, defense, and special teams, and really, more importantly, the players themselves.
I talked to you for a second yesterday. I hope you don't mind me just talking about a little bit about this in a few minutes we're together, but I was asking about a lot of rules, and are you about a lot of rules when you sit in front, and the one that we have spent way too much time talking about down here about guys being late and especially, good players. And as long as they're good on Sunday, how do you treat the rules thing and being late?
Well, it's all about the team. It is the team, and everything. It can't be about the individual. You got to put the team first in everything that you do. And if you're not, you're going to struggle with me. And then the next one is no excuses and no explanations. I don't want to hear it. I mean, the rules are going to be simple. They're going to be laid out. And when you don't follow them, you're going to be held accountable. And I don't even want to hear about it, right? You broke them. These are the rules. These are the consequences. Because then it's right. It's be on time and be prepared. So if you're late or you're not prepared for the meeting and you're not prepared to do your job and you're not on time for your job, what you're being paid to do, then there's going to be consequences. And it's as easy as that. And if you do those things are going to be great. If you don't, you're probably not going to be here for very long.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. By the way, the other one is the head coach GM relationship is so important. And honestly, one of the reasons I really like the fact you guys been together the last couple of years, everybody looks at it differently. I love the fact that I saw chemistry between you guys just because you've known each other. It wasn't something brand new. But can you talk about working as a head coach with your general manager?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that really drew me here versus taking a look elsewhere. I've been in situations where, the alignment wasn't there. And when things get really hard, and they're going to, one guy kind of turns on the other and they get disconnected. And then there's dysfunction in organizations and you fail. So to me, that alignment was the key. If I want to have a really hard physical practice, I need him to have my back. If he wants to have us do something in the draft process or free agency, I'm going to have his back. If I don't agree with something he's doing, I'm going to tell him. If he doesn't agree with something I'm doing, he's going to tell me, and we're going to work through it, and we're going to be together. And I think that's the whole key to this whole entire thing. We're going to have each other's back. There's going to be disagreements, but we're going to be able to work through those things. I truly think, Joe, without that, I don't think you have a chance. And I think building the foundation together from the start with the same type of, goals and the process to get there, I think it's going to be huge. And that's why I wanted to be a part of this thing.
Yeah, that's hey man, I'm with you on that whole thing. And again, I think everybody that was there got to see that you guys have a great relationship to start with, and there's going to be a lot of trust and respect there. Hey, so just going forward now, you got to make a lot of big decisions on coaches. I'm sure you got relationships with some. You got a pretty good idea who you're thinking of. Are there going to be some guys that have been on this coaching staff you could see staying with you? How do you go about it? And there's so many coaches now to find the right group?
Yeah, good question. And today's really my first full day on the job, right? So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to bring in all the coaches that were here and do things the right way. And yeah, they're going to be guys that I do want to keep. And unfortunately, they're going to be guys that I can't, because I need to bring in my own guys that I've had a plan to work with. Hopefully by the end of this weekend, we'll have all three coordinators in place. I've had a plan really for a couple weeks now on who I wanted to go after, and now it's just about executing that plan. And I think we're really close. Once I get those guys, we'll start to fill out the other pieces. And, I think we're going to have a really good staff.
Hey, Coach, one thing I love, we did your Thursday night football game last year on Thanksgiving. You had to give up Thanksgiving too for that game. And I love when we did the work, how many friggin' draft picks. You guys, Green Bay had more draft picks. The whole starting offensive line were guys homegrown. No, it was, and it's always been a Green Bay thing. Not saying you didn't go out and get some great, one of the greatest defensive players in a trade, but it's been done through the draft, and it was so refreshing, man, to get back and hear we got to draft guys, because I expect a lot of these draft guys to come in and play. Do you agree from this draft coming up?
I do. In Green Bay, we were the youngest defense in the NFL in back-to-back years, and I think people don't really realize that. What you get excited about is when you draft these guys, we're going to make sure that they're built the right way, character-wise, love ball, do the right things on and off the field. And then I do think it's important when you get these young picks, when you get these young players, that you got to develop them. And the only way to develop them is to play them. So there's certainly guys here on the roster right now that, we're gonna develop, and we want them to play. But it doesn't matter to me whether they're a first-year guy or an older vet. We're going to play the best players, and if they're young, our job is to develop them. The only way to do that is to get them into games early.
I know it's a little early, and I don't know how many conversations I have with the wife, but are you thinking going west with a little more land, or are you thinking about going east towards that water and the beach?
Shoot, I'm going from Green Bay to Florida, so if I can get by the water, I'm going to be jumping headfirst into the water. I mean, I lived about a block away from a dairy farm, so if the wind was blowing on a bad day, I couldn't go outside because it smelled too bad. Now, I love Green Bay, but I hope to smell a little bit of that water coming off there rather than some cow manure.
Oh gosh, that is classic stuff. Hey, Coach, man, I got to thank you. Thanks for spending some time with us, and I really appreciate it. A little bit of the game plan here and going forward. It was great meeting you yesterday, and thanks for coming on this morning. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. I look forward to building a relationship with you guys, and just really excited to be here. You guys have a good day.
All right, Jeff Hafley, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Drop the mic right there, brother. He said, You know,
Well, that's got me fired up, that interview. That was awesome, man.
how good.
He's great. That was really
Hey,
good.
man.
What a story, by the way. The Troy Aikman story is fantastic.
Wow.
He brings his own beer to this.
So I knew Troy
to the
had his own
championship
beer
game.
because he
That's
brought
cool.
it for Jimmy Johnson to try when he was down in the Keys.
Uh-huh.
And everybody was talking about this, you know, Troy got too much money apparently because now he's got his own beer. And so, yeah. But what a day. What a day. Changed your life. Just unbelievable.
I love everything I heard, man.
Hey, man.
The way he's going to run that thing.
I know there's a lot of work. I get it. There's a lot of work for the GM. There's going to be a lot of work for the head
He
coach.
seems to get that too, though. I think he
knows
understands the
that.
situation.
You know, then he's going, wow, neither one of those guys walked in and went, wow, you didn't really tell us when you're interviewing us that we got this cap. They're fine. He knows he got those draft picks. And I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. I am, hey, man, fresh start. Going to be a lot of new faces in a lot of new places over there at the training facility. So,
Bunch
anyway.
of texts coming in. Awesome guy. Wow, I love him already. Great interview with the new coach.
You know what? The fact you went over there and grabbed a cold beer. The only thing I'm pissed off is I couldn't add I drank those. I was over there drinking beers with Jimmy. That's all right.
Another one says, damn, I hope this guy works out. Love hearing him. He can actually have a conversation. I'm not tuning out.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, man. I just think the other story that's coming out here that Mike's interviewing for Buffalo, good for him.
So it sounds like he's shutting down the old country club.
You think?
Yeah.
Hey, so you're standing there yesterday, and I said, I got to ask you a question, man.
You did. That was the first thing you hit him with.
Because Buffalo's going through, find out one of their top picks, he wasn't suiting up, and they were short a receiver, and because he was late, he wasn't showing up. And I go, is this common now? And you heard his answer. He was like,
Texter says he doesn't sound high.
oh, man.
Mike,
See,
you know.
Now the shots are coming in.
Yeah.
And no
Mike's the new coach of the Bills. Relax.
Yeah. No,
take
listen.
shots out.
Hey, so
Maybe.
So Woody, we gotta get all caught up here.
So much better than yeah, a bunch of that. I didn't hear one.
No, he
Mike's it's
how about sharing his
Oh,
whole
what's that?
story about planes waiting for him? Can
It's
you
a great
do
story.
an interview? Can you get away? How about him thinking he had the job and then it went, what'd he say, 45 minutes or something?
Yeah.
He calls her back and goes, I may not be getting this job, so I may be traveling. I'll let you know. He's keeping, the wife's at the other end going, well, what's going on? How we doing? She wants to know. They got kids. What? Well, where are we going? Where are we going next? Are we staying where we are? What's going to happen? Because, these things don't work out. He's back in Green Bay where he can smell the cows, man.
You should have told him you were
I
in
didn't
a
get-
similar
I didn't- I
situation.
didn't go on the whole dairy farm, bro.
You're a dairy farm guy.
I was a Northern California dairy farm. And it wasn't me, as my grandparents.
It is so cold, by the way, right now in Milwaukee and in Wisconsin over there. It is like ridiculous. My buddy lives in Milwaukee, said it's going to feel like minus 40 today.
So can I
He's
ask
down
you,
here on the beach. It's 80 degrees today.
it's a no-brainer, right, for these guys coming down that you move east, right?
I don't know.
I think guys that
Maybe for him, yes.
I like living west, but we have a smell now. I have horses not too far from me, and there are certain days there's a little, when they keep a few extra horses at their house, that you get that smell a little bit from time to time.
You want to get real? You want to mess this thing up a little here? This guy says, asked me, how come you guys never spoke to McDaniel? Maybe it's a dumb question. No, it's not. He came on, I want to say twice, 3 times maybe.
Had him at camp a couple of times, and we had him a few months ago. Had him halfway through the season, early in the season.
Yeah, maybe.
And
well, I also really like that the guy was like, I look forward to building the relationship, which
Hey,
is
man.
like, it's kind of refreshing to
hey,
hear.
it's nice for our fan base instead of like trying to act like we didn't have Mike on more. Honestly, sometimes the Mike thing was tough, man. The interviews are really tough. How's that for honesty? In case you haven't been around to hear any of them.
Well, so we did the
I'm not
interview.
taking shots.
No,
I
that's
like
fine.
Mike and Katie a lot.
Yeah,
I
they're
love his
very
wife.
nice.
I got nothing against
Very
them.
nice guy.
And
But
today's not the day.
We did do the first one. Remember, we did it the day he was introduced. We sat down with him.
Yeah, at same situation.
Yeah.
We did the same thing. Yes, we
It
did.
was
Thanks, Woody.
interesting.
Thanks for just in case somebody
someone
thinks.
said, good interview. Please don't have Omar Kelly on to pour cold water on it.
Omar says
Jeez.
he's just numb to everything, and he's not getting caught up in anything anybody says. He just wants to see it. That's his thing.
Omar put on a jacket for that press conference yesterday. You see that?
Apparently Omar's going through a lot of changes, working on complete turnover in females. Is that what I heard? And if he's hanging around with Uncle Luke, he better get ready to roll. Uncle Luke can roll. All right. Hey, we got to go to break here. We got 8 o'clock hour coming up, man. Before we do, I want to talk to you about credit card debt consolidation and getting it all taken care of. Behind in property taxes, HOA dues, assessments, judgments, liens. It's a problem. You can't sleep. How'd you like to get that all taken care of? Reverse mortgages. If you're 62 or over and you have equity in your home, how many people out there 62 or older, both husband and wife, could really use that money as you get closer to retirement and thought you'd have more money, and now all that equity in a home you've been in your whole life, knowing you can get it out and still have a place to live, if it sounds pretty good, that's the reason it's one of the most popular mortgages going right now. First-time home buyer programs with little money down. Hey, I got to tell you, I'm talking about Mike Ocasio at Choice Mortgage and all the great things he does for people. And by the way, it's about getting you approved quickly. It's about getting you the best rates. I got to tell you, man, even investment, property, cash outs. He can do it all. I'm telling you right now, so many different ways to get money out that you really need. You're in a little bit of a bind right now. Debt consolidation, reverse mortgages. I can go on and on. It's Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage and his 30 years of experience working 7 days a week. You can always call or text him. So important. Go to Google Reviews on the web, Choice Mortgage Reviews. And again, call him or text him, 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730, MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change, daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
Back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, the 3-time NBA champion Miami Heat, home of the 5-time national champion Miami Hurricanes, and Miami Hurricanes basketball.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. You always pay well less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen, DoralVolkswagen.com. Starting with the Heat, who fell to the Blazers 127-110. Next up, Miami will head to Utah tomorrow night, and the game can be heard on 104.3 FM. To the Panthers, who beat Winnipeg 2-1 in a shootout. The Cats will now head to Minnesota tomorrow night. That game can be heard on 560 AM. And the Canes Hoops will hit the road to take on Syracuse tomorrow. Tip-off is at 2. That game will air on 104.3 FM. Joe, go ahead and toss it back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. As I want to thank Jeff Hafley, the new head coach for the Miami Dolphins, for coming on. Wow, that was great. Listen, folks, we've all gone through this for Dolphin fans, or even if you're not, you listen to us. We appreciate it. But this guy, what he wants to do, it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. We've created a mess for he and they knew when they took the jobs. Both Jim and head coach knew that this wasn't the best situation to come into. Don't have a quarterback. You're in cap hell. You're gonna make a lot of tough decisions because of what we did a couple years ago. Basically, going for it, and didn't work. Whether you liked it, and we tried it and didn't work. But now. We got a couple guys that have been together. I like that. I like the way it was handled with GM first, then the head coach. I believe that's the way you do it. And then you hear him talk, and how can you not? How can you not hope this is not the right guy, and that he's going to stand for all the things that you want to stand for, and hopefully at the end of the day, once we get this thing built, and we find a quarterback, which we just haven't been able to do.
Well, the place they came from was able to figure it out.
By the way, I mentioned that. Listen, the the Favre to Rodgers to Love handoff.
With a few in between there that they ended up, right? Then they've had a bunch of guys over there that they've traded away and stuff. So
yeah, but weren't those?
Well, he said he's drafting. He said, what did he say? Every year, every 2 years, they want to draft a quarterback.
Yeah,
it's great.
You're right.
Good.
He did say.
Keep competition at that position.
No, a lot of people.
We haven't had a quarterback competition, and I don't even remember the last one we had.
I got to tell you, I just want to say this. I hope someday we don't have to have a competition.
Well, yeah, that's true.
No, if you want to do it now, it's on. I'm not disagreeing with anybody that says, let them, do it. But
unless you have one of the top 10 guys, yes, you need to do that every year.
But you hope that you get.
That's hard to do, but
you hope you get one. I don't know how many franchise quarterbacks. Listen, is Jordan Love is he a franchise quarterback?
Questionable.
Well, they don't think so. He got. There's a lot of guys got paid that max contract that teams are. CJ Stroud. We thought a couple years ago, he was unbelievable. You're going, man, did everybody else mess up on that one?
Well, his sophomore slump carried over, huh? He was so bad in that game.
He was. Man,
was he bad.
Like a man that lost, his confidence. And so I don't know, Woody, trust me, I would never spend the thousands of hours we spent in the morning shows through the last 35 years talking about quarterback. I mean, I have flashbacks on going way back to Jay Fiedler. Is he the guy? Is he going to be the guy? And
well, look, man, I just think, and a lot of people are sharing like what you and I were just saying back here. Like he just sounds like a dude.
He is
like
a dude.
Just a normal guy.
He is a dude. And a guy that's not afraid to come on and say he's having a beer that night with those guys and going to sit around and like, hey, man, that's what you're friggin' supposed to do. That, and just saying all the correct things like you can tell that's it, man. We're going to work hard. By the way, I love this player's coach. I don't know what the hell player's coach means, which is good, actually. It was kind of funny. But guys love playing for him. He gets the most out of them. All those are all the things that everybody's been saying. So, and he's a great communicator, which, by the way, I think is really important. Players like to know where they stand, what's going on, good or bad. Let them know, man. Let them know.
Someone said I wasn't impressed with our hire, but after that interview, I feel so much better.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't think a lot of people probably, it wasn't a big splash hire, right? Obviously, but.
I just thought it was funny. He goes, I got kind of hot as this thing went on. I mean, he said, like, I got things set up and my phone's ringing like, hey, we'd like to talk to you too. And can you come over here for a second interview? Everybody's following what everybody else is doing too.
Well, there were some big names that popped up, right? I mean, Harbaugh name, obviously. That went quick.
Yeah.
But this is good, man. I feel good about this situation.
I do too. Hey, look for where we are. We haven't done anything yet. He doesn't even have a coach yet, but or the coach that we know of, probably got a couple in mind that
for the
have
staff
already signed off.
Well, that's obviously going to be a very important part of this whole puzzle too.
Get the right coordinators.
Yep.
Well, they're going to get the right coordinators. Going to run a system that he wants to run. The defensive coordinator is definitely going to be in on whatever's, he's going to be calling. He's going to be calling a defense that he likes. So. Yeah, what do you say? Through the hopes by the end of the weekend to have his 3 coordinators in place, special teams, offense, and defense as well. So we've got a lot of stuff. Hey, man, they're not going to say anything. I think it's a long shot because everybody wants to know. I think everybody thinks it's going to be a long shot, and I'm being nice that Tua is going to be back. I saw everybody last night going, he thought it would be dope to get out of here. And I think a lot of people agree with his, let's get the dope out of here. I agree. I agree, everybody. A lot of people. I, for one, put me number 1 on the list. And a lot of you have been on that list a lot longer. But it's some of it may not even be his fault. Physically, what he's going through, I don't know. I don't know what he's going through mentally, but he did not, Woody, through the last 7 or 8 games, including a 4-game winning streak, he was struggling more than anybody on the football team. Everybody else was playing. We had a great running game. We had a defense starting to pick it up. We're getting a lot of takeaways defensively. So whatever they decide to do, I did a little teaser. What did you think of the little Willis teaser I was trying to throw in there? So
it's good.
A little top free. He's one of the top quarterback free. They know him. By the way, we're going to find out because it's going to get out whether we make an offer and make a run at him or not, and what they think of him.
They probably should, right?
Well, Woody, they've seen
That's
him
part
up
of
close.
That competition deal.
Woody, they've seen him up close.
Yes.
They're like, if they don't take it, they're going, we can do better. Or are they, this guy kind of matching up what we have and him?
The problem is right now, though, like as we sit here today, your options are incredibly limited. Right?
Yeah, in general,
there's only going to be a few free agents, and then the draft looks really...
By the way, you got to trade if you got a Mac Jones crush going with San Francisco.
Oy.
Well, he won 4 or 5 games for the 49ers. He won 4 or 5 games. He did.
Cool. That's going to get you fired up?
No,
Mac Jones?
But you're trying to do something to hang in there right now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, your options are very limited right now,
and you got to trade
because
for him,
the draft
by the way.
is not a quarterback
You
draft.
didn't let me finish, but yeah, I'd trade for him, and Malik's a free agent. So,
well, I prefer to stay away from Mac Jones if possible.
I got news for you. Mac Jones better than anything we have on that roster right now, in my opinion. Okay,
but
whatever. We'll see.
The guys playing at Omar's Parks might be better than what we
No,
have.
don't do the Omar Parks thing. Don't do that. Don't get going on. Was it cornerback or receiver?
Corner.
Hey, we need a lot of
We
positions.
do need a corner.
We need a lot of
At least
positions. I think if we all step back on what we just saw, I think we need another receiver on the outside, whatever you want to call him, a second wide receiver. I think you need a cover corner, no question about it. You can go through a lot of positions. People think we need another guard, need another guard tackle.
I don't know that there's any position on the team that isn't a need.
By the way, have you
there?
seen
Maybe
whose
running
stock?
back?
Have you seen whose stock is going up? Maui Noah. Right?
I think a lot of Hurricanes players
Right guard,
went
right
up.
tackle. And then I'm always curious to see what's going to happen with Mesidor. Speaking of, pass rushers are special. They are hard to find. And he just, by the way, those guys on the defensive end played their ass off. They did not hurt their stock. Watching playoffs, watching the best competition. Teams go back and watch the best competition you've played and who you played against. And they played against some really good offensive linemen. And they just got after it. I'd love to see him get a UM guy at one of those 4 or 5 guys. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Well, they got a chance to watch the title game. We know that.
Yeah.
So
there, no question about it. All
real
right.
quick, by the way, so the Bills have their head coach interview schedule all set here. So Friday, today, they got Mike McDaniel. And their Saturday, they're going to have Anthony Weaver.
Wow. They're hitting the Miami connection Friday
Yeah.
and Saturday.
They also get Anthony Lynn, who's the Commanders' run game coordinator. Then Sunday, Jags OC Grant Udinsky.
So I think Anthony Weaver, I don't think he's going to be back here now under the fact that our coach is also a former defensive coordinator. But I think Weaver ends up, if he didn't get a head coaching job, he's going to be just fine. He's going to get a defense coordinator job. He's really impressive too. He's a really impressive guy. By the way, Coach sounds like there's going to be Coach Hafley sounds like he's going to have a couple of guys from this of the 26 guys on the staff. Some guys are going to be staying around here with us for the new coach. Hey, we got to go to break. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on. Of course, Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk will join us coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll talk to him. But right now I want to talk to you about something pretty serious, man. For guys that are off the road in a little funk, can't get out of it. Something happening in your life, going through a divorce, lost your job. You can't get out of the issues you have right now. Hey, I want to tell you about Recovery Unplugged. The new year means fresh starts, new goals, and a chance for you to reset. If your mental health needs a comeback season, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. Make this the year you put yourself first. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. New year, new you. Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud. All right, welcome back, and good morning. Happy Friday to everybody out there, man. Sunday, can't wait. Boy, it has been kind of quiet, Woody. I got to give you credit. I don't know if it's us, but people fired up. I'm fired up. Listen,
there is very little buzz, at least around here, about these games.
I get, we're kind of not used to the group that's going.
They're duds of matchups, man. And that doesn't mean that the games will be bad. I'm sure the games will be, well,
let's be honest.
I mean, is Denver going to look incompetent on offense? I don't know.
I don't know. Jarrett Stidham gets the start, but New England at Denver, if you got Bo Nix against Drake May, that's pretty good. People now get
but
they're both really good. Woody.
You know what we're usually getting ready for this week?
Yeah, well,
we're getting rid of
Mahomes is rehabilitating an ACL.
Buffalo going into KC or something like that.
Yeah,
is usually what we're getting ready for. And
Josh did not get that far. No,
judging by the numbers that these games have gotten so far, could you imagine what that game would have done?
Lamar's not playing. Lamar's always good for business. I totally agree. Who else am I missing? A little Joe Burrow in there, although it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been rare.
Joe had a nice little run that one year.
Mm-hmm.
But who else we missing there that's been in the regular party of
that's about it.
Well, Jalen Hurts has been there.
On the other side, yeah.
But
most of the star quarterbacks are in that.
No, you know
AFC.
what? So the big thing is how's Jarrett Stidham's going to have to make some throws, and they know that. So how's he going to play? He's a backup, hadn't thrown any pass. How's he going to play? I don't know. By the way, Bo Nix, that guy didn't miss any time, and then all of a sudden he gets hurt at the end of the game, an injury that you watch it over and over again. I don't see anything crazy, nothing twisted, awkward looking. And he's out, and at the very end, a guy played the last play, and then Jarrett Stidham is like, hey, you're going to play in the AFC Championship. No, check that. You're going to start in the AFC Championship game. So that game, and then I think the Rams in Seattle is going to be a great game. I think Seattle, what's the spread on that game?
I think Rams are plus 2.5, last I checked. Slight dogs. The Rams are very feisty, man. They're really tough.
You with me? Stafford's going to win MVP.
Yes. But look, the Rams too, like for a team that plays in warm weather, they go into these places and play well.
Oh no, the last 2 years you're going, hey, don't get caught up with that LA, that LA thing there. They play like they're not affected. I heard yesterday.
That coach is really good too.
Yes, he is. Let me ask you one coach. I don't care what everybody's done. It'd be easy to just take the best. One coach, if you had to play in a championship game, or you could even have down here, just if you could pick any one of the guys that are coaching right now. My dad, of course, they're not big fans of they're Shanahan guys. So
McVay would be fine with me.
McVay
can't go wrong there, right?
Shanahan.
I mean, the Bills had a long tenured coach. He's gone.
He never got respect, though, as one of the best coaches. They talk about Josh Allen, never talk about him. It was like whoever gets Josh Allen, they're going to win double-digit games every year.
What do you think, Andy Reid?
Should get some credit, but he doesn't get a lot of credit now
because he's benefited a lot because of the situation there.
Okay, but so is.
But here's the thing, though, too. But like,
do this now,
but it's the same thing with Belichick and Brady too,
yes.
right? Like Belichick's career essentially ended when he lost Brady. He was, exposed.
Yeah, Brady didn't help him at all by going somewhere else and win a championship with a team that was 8-8 the year before. Yes.
Yeah, and a handful of years later, Belichick is coaching a 2 or 3 win team at North Carolina.
You've just been dying to get that in.
No,
you have been. Go ahead and take a shot.
Oh, why? Because you're friends with the family now?
I'm not friends with the family.
Because you bonded with his girlfriend?
I did.
Jeez. Now you're going to defend the guy? Get the picture up on the screen. There we go.
You're just an idiot, man. She does look kind
of
nice.
What are you eating in that picture?
She looks. I'm not eating anything. I might be chewing on my.
I like this one even better.
Yeah, that's much better. The Belichick and Brady picture together, like the four are getting ready to go on a date, double date after the game, a little late night in a club for a drink or two. Yeah.
I wonder if they run into each other. Like, do they say hello?
You know what?
Friendly?
Somebody asked me. I was wondering because Jimmy went down there to see Tom Brady
Mm-hmm.
and the owner, Mr.
Yeah.
Davis. And I was wondering if Belichick and Brady, I don't know, I have no idea what their relationship. I'm guessing they respect each other for what they've done together. They're always going to be tied together. They are. One guy's got a little different image than the other guy right now, and the 75-year-old dating the 25-year-old has not helped circumstances. I did meet her, but I only talked to her for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Did you tell her your concerns
No,
about the relationship?
Get him out of there. It was a game. We were talking about football. That's what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, might even been something about the Hall of Fame because Belichick's going to get in the Hall of Fame right away.
You talked football with Belichick's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, hey man, everybody's getting ready for a national championship game. I don't know what. Well, did
you get there early to mingle with these people?
Yeah,
were you there nice and early?
You know what? Don't get me going. I got there way too early because there was no traffic getting in there. Everybody was.
Were you mad at me because I told you to go early?
You told me to go at 3:00.
I did.
I negotiated 4:00.
Okay.
I got there at 4:30.
Good.
And the wife goes, great. She's not used to being at something 3.5 hours early. She did not get it. So she gave me that look like, So we're sitting there. We got a great parking spot. She goes, really? Really? What are we going to do now? I go, we people watch, man. It's great people watching.
No, it sounds tough.
People watching, man. What are your
You did have they said to go early. That was like their big thing. They said the president's coming. They're going to shut down all the roads.
Nothing was shut down.
No, it didn't seem like it, but
it was a holiday to start with, so the traffic wasn't, and most of the traffic was going to the game, and great. Fun. Hey, man, listen.
Hey, better to be early than late, right?
I'm glad I got a chance to go. It was great. Came up a little short, but had a chance at the end.
Did you think the fallout from that thing would be like as intense as it is for you? So like you got the picture as one problem, and then clearly you created another problem yesterday with the whole ticket situation.
You constantly have to bring up.
You brought that up. Don't put that on me. Don't you dare put that on me.
Somebody told me, and it's true, that you're a real negative human being that's always trying to stir it up.
You brought that up. You, by the way, are very upset about it here.
Well, how would
you
I
let
not
our boss
be?
have it pretty good? And usually, you talk a big game and you're nice to him when he's here, but that one, you let him have it pretty good.
So now you're going to get into my conversation.
You were yelling at him so
boss.
loud. Apparently, you said he had to close the door.
He didn't want you guys to hear it.
Yeah.
He didn't want you to hear it.
Well, you were getting after him.
Like,
he did. He set you up for failure there.
You are something else. Nothing can mess up my Friday. I usually start that at 9.
You got to admit, it's a very funny story.
I've had a lot of things happen. I've told you.
It's a very weird one.
We have really weird things. I had a woman come up to me in front of her husband, and he goes, "Hey," and I thought she's, some brings her wife up, and he goes, "My wife truly can't stand you, and I wanted her to meet you." And I thought that was kind of a jack off move. I had that happen at a game. I had a guy waiting for me in a parking lot that was upset about something I said.
Mm-hmm. You ever have people just come up to you and just say they hate the show?
And by the way, the guy
happened to me a lot.
I've had that happen.
Yeah. I say thank you.
Oh, I've had
that.
I like the old shows. Oh, okay. Yeah, they were fun. I don't like the ones you do now. And I go, yeah, that happened, but that's okay. That's fine.
Mike, you have to be more politically correct now.
I don't know. I have learned a few lessons. I can by the book a little more. But yeah, I had a guy jump out of the car. I got to tell you, I had a guy jump out when we were over in Miami Gardens, and a guy jumped out when we weren't in. He jumped out of his car.
Yeah.
This is the place that without you weren't there without the gate.
Before that one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a long time ago.
So I jumped out. Same deal. Got there at 4:30 in the morning. And he jumped out of the car. It scared the hell out of me and started screaming at me and coming towards me.
Really?
And I thought, I didn't have anything but, my hands, and I thought he got a gun or I'm done.
Mm.
And I just kind of listened. He finally stopped and just yelled, but he didn't jump in my face about 10 feet away.
What was he upset about?
Somebody had gotten fired, and he was blaming me because he really liked the guy that was getting fired.
I have noticed that you get blamed for everyone getting fired around here.
Yeah, I got that yesterday. I'm gonna punch him in the face. That guy.
You get blamed a lot for people getting fired.
Way too much credit for just this little. Well, it used to be a little AM show. Now it's a big FM show, man.
You actually, in fairness, you do have the power to get anyone you want here fired, but you don't. I mean, you're very cool about that.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm being serious. It's a compliment. Man. You could have people axed if you wanted, but you don't.
No, I'm not looking to get anybody.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I'm looking to hit a tennis ball at 11 o'clock.
Now your boss.
It looks like he's trying to get me fired.
Yeah, I heard you say that to him.
Saying. I did say that to him.
That was before he shut the door.
Is there anything else, clown? You are a clown. Forget the ass clown. You're just a clown. Hey, I want to tell you about Baptist Health South Florida. Man, nothing clownish about that show. Boy, you talk about putting together that all-star lineup of doctors. And you know what happens? That means when you put together the team doctors and all the specialists for every part of the body, you're talking about one of the top sports medicine programs in the country. How good are they? They take care of Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins, FIU, FAU. Hey, man, the truth is they have put together some of the top specialists for the knee, shoulder, foot and ankle specialists, hand specialists, back specialists, hip and knee replacement doctors, and Achilles. We got Achilles doctors that do nothing, but when you pop it, they're ready to go. Hey, and with great facilities they have, like Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility, and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. Broward County, you got a great location there. It's right off the freeway. Right off the freeway. The pineapple is alive and well, baby. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. That's right. All of us. The great part of telling you this is all of you are going to see the same doctors that work on high school, college, and professional athletes every day. They've seen in team sports and individual sports every possible kind of injury you could have, know how to fix it quickly. That's why it's one of the top sports medicine programs in the country. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Back and happy Friday to everybody out there. What a week it's been. Monday, national championship game. Matter of fact, we got to go back over some stuff that we've heard this morning. Mike McDaniel interviewing for the Buffalo Bills head coaching job today. And by the way, if that's not enough, tomorrow, our defensive coordinator, Anthony Weaver, is also going to interview for the head coaching job. So we've got that. We had Jeff Hafley, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, on a little bit earlier. By the way, favorite story yesterday and favorite story that got even better today. So speaking of Monday in the national championship game, Miami and of course Indiana wins the championship. But Jeff Hafley, that was a big day in the afternoon. He second interview for the job. He's got a great story about one of the greatest days a first-time NFL head coach could ever have. Here it is.
It was a wild day, Joe. I'm not going to lie to you. So, I flew in. I'm sitting in a hotel room on Monday, and I'm getting ready to go on this interview, which was scheduled for about 3:30 in the afternoon. I think they had a few people in before me. I'm sitting in the hotel room. I got, one team's trying to get me on a Zoom call to talk and interview me for a second time. I had an owner that was trying to get me on the phone to talk. I had a team that wanted to sneak me out of the hotel and do an interview with them in their hotel. And then I had a team that had a plane waiting to take me right after. So suddenly, I don't know what happened. I became this hot candidate. So I have no clue what the heck was going on. And, I'm talking to my wife and I'm trying to do things the right way. And with me, that's what you're going to get. Very honest, very straightforward, and extremely loyal. And, I gave these guys my word. They were going to be my first visit, and I held to that. So then I get to the office and, I'm sitting there and interviewing, and I think it's going really well and giving a lot of answers, have a lot of energy, bouncing around the room. And then Mr. Ross, he said, "Hey, Jeff, can you leave the room for a second?" I was like, all right, this is going to go one of two ways. Either I said something that made him really mad, or they're going to give me the job here. So I texted my wife. I said, "I think I got it." She's like, "Well, what are you going to do? You going to get on the plane, or are you going to take it?" I go, "We'll see what happens." And then another half hour went by, and I texted her back and said, "I don't think I got it." So it looks like I'm going to be getting on this plane because I was sitting there waiting forever. Then they called me back in the room and they offered me the job. And, I said, "Yeah, I want to be your head coach." And, after meeting with Mr. Ross and being around Sully and really going through the whole process, it was where I wanted to be. I felt the alignment, which is huge to me. And then all of a sudden it got crazier because now the national championship's going on. So they're like, we have to get to the stadium now. President Trump's going to be here. Everything's going to shut down. The phones are going to turn off. You're not going to be able to get anywhere. So I'm rushing over to the stadium. And here's where something cooler even happened. So we're going through like a back door of the stadium, and I got Troy Aikman and Dan Marino, which for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, like think about this, right? I got Dan Marino and Troy Aikman with me. Like, who am I? And Troy takes a case of beer out of his car. And I said, "Troy, dude, I loved you. And now I like you even more. You bring your own beer into the national champ." And I mean, his own beer, his brand.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, Jeff, we just got to put it on ice and get it cooler. I was like, "You are the man." Like this guy, like I love this place already. So yeah, we go up, we watch the game, and what a game it was. And, for me, meeting a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of supporters. And I mean, I couldn't believe it. A guy who grew up playing small college football, coached small college football, worked my way up. And now I'm sitting there and just so grateful for the opportunity. But yeah, clearly one of the best days I've ever had, and just really honored to have the opportunity.
Unbelievable. Great story. Then Troy Aikman pulls out, Troy Aikman got his own beer. So they went up there and drank his beer. Watch a national championship game. Didn't pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. It's that, I'm guessing, in the owner's box had to be the best box in the house for that game. Great story, man. Just a great story. And
looks like a good beer, by the way. Are you familiar with the beer?
I'm not.
It's called 8 Elite Light Beer. Low calorie, low carb, light lager brewed without additives. Focusing on clean ingredients for a crisp taste.
All right. I've told my two brother-in-laws about that who love beer.
Looks good.
All right. Well, that's good stuff, man. Just real great stories, and appreciate him coming on earlier with us and just going through what a crazy Monday. And, we were talking, we knew that second interview was taking place. We obviously knew because Woody, you and I, you worked. I ended up going to the game. It was a late night. And by the way, you didn't leave early because it went right down to the last friggin' 144 of the game with Kane with a chance to come back and win that game after forcing a field goal to make it a 6-point game. And then I walked out with all the Canes fans, and the Indiana fans stayed and celebrated with the fireworks and everything going on. Sounded great. I was gone.
I heard the fireworks walking out. Yep.
Yeah. So what a wild
pick,
Monday.
The pick was it for me.
Gonna have to get a little rest this weekend with everything. Hey, by the way, we got a lot of work, man. We got a lot of work. I do like what they've done, so I do. I'm all for anybody that had a really good figured it out organization, and Green Bay has been solid as a rock. Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley coming in. I do like it. I think there needed to be big change. I think it was pretty clear during the year, and they did it. And so, but that doesn't take care of everything, folks. We are in cap hell. It's probably going to get worse. Now besides trying to figure out how to put a 53-man roster together, and they've got some good draft picks. They got 5 in the first 3 rounds. But they got to figure out which veteran guys they want to keep, and there might be some guys that are pretty good football players, but their cap number's too high that they might have to let go. This might be a really young football team this year is what I'm telling you. It might be really young. The Tua thing alone, if you haven't seen it, it's all over the place. The cap hit is $99 million. Can be, if according to when you get rid of them or trade them or cut them, if you think, I don't know what's going to end up happening. I'm guessing he gets released. I might be wrong. 67 next year and 31 million against the cap in 2027. But the big hit is this year that we're going through right now. And I'm not going to keep saying every time about the mistakes we made when we gave out those extensions, like folks give.
That's in the let it go, bro category now, man.
When do I have to let that go officially?
Now, today.
All right.
That interview. That was it.
That's fair.
Because it is what it is. It's done. Those guys are gone. And, what are you going to do? You're going to keep harping on it?
No.
Nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do, but I want to let you know that these guys, they're getting in their car. They don't have all their horsepower is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the guy driving the car is not it's not a good situation for the quarterback situation right now. Maybe some of you think it is. And they're saying all the right things about everybody as they try to get this figured out, and they have to sit with the cap people and go like, what do we actually have for free agency? What can we work with? And they're going, and I'm sure the team's going, well, you better make sure you really like them. If we do give them any money at all, you better make sure we like them, because we are in cap hell right now. And there's some players you got to make a decision. I think the Tyreek is a no-brainer. I spent a bunch of time on that yesterday. You agree, Tyreek?
No, I don't agree, but
okay.
Don't get angry because I don't agree with you.
I don't care that you agree, because
you have this face like you're just like, my God, man. Like,
I don't know how you think.
Well, I'd like to see how he heals.
First of all, he's going to have to change more than just that knee if he can come back and play for these guys.
Yeah, I know you don't like his off the field stuff.
Do you like it?
No, it's terrible.
Okay. How much more?
But if you're going to pay him,
hey, you win a lot of games and you win playoff games, and he gets you places, but that party's over.
Okay.
That party's over. Come on. And by the way, that knee, that was one of the worst I've ever seen. That thing was bent ways it should not be bent.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Only the doctors know for sure. And then
I just think you need to like evaluate, like they said, get all the information.
there's
before
a
you
better
make this decision.
there's a better chance of Tua coming back than Tyreek. How about that one?
Tua maybe back too. I don't know.
For what? Where are we playing?
Practice squad quarterback.
I haven't even seen where we're playing next year. Anyway,
for the warm games, you're going to play them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway,
You got your shot in.
we've got 9:00.
A few texts coming in here, by the way. Can I read you a few of these?
Yeah, go ahead.
Someone said big sports weekend, 24 hours of Daytonas this weekend. You ever seen that where they do like the 24 straight hours of racing? I think they do it at the beginning of the F1 movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I don't know.
Which was nominated for Best Picture.
That surprised me. You said that.
Yeah.
You liked it. You liked it.
It was
a lot.
excellent.
Yeah.
Someone said, did Joe say Mr. Davis because he's rich or because he's older?
I couldn't remember his.
Yeah, I was going to say you didn't remember the
his first
name. It was Mark. People told us that yesterday, remember?
I keep thinking, I want to say Bruce Davis, who actually played. Yeah. I know it's not Al. I remember Al like yesterday, man, standing on the side.
Joe, did she tell you where her game plan is for North Carolina next season? What does Bill Belichick talk about with the young girlfriend, or is it just the international language?
I don't know.
Yeah, that would be very intriguing to me. Like if they have to sit next to each other for a 4-hour game, like what do they talk about? What do they have in common?
I would ask.
Interesting.
I would ask everybody that's married this because I dealt with this. Ask because everybody knows this story. Everybody, and it's not just in the football world, everybody knows that Belichick's about 50 years older than his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Ask your wife what she thinks of it.
Yeah, my wife wasn't too crazy.
No, I'm guessing if you do, like I didn't say 20.
She hit me immediately with her parents must be so embarrassed.
What am I? Mine. So everything about her's been negative.
But this is especially weird for you because you have daughters that age.
Oh, no. My youngest daughter's older than she is, yes.
Is she really?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Don't think they didn't match up birthdays already. When I got home, that had been done.
But that would be the equivalent of her bringing home someone 10 years older than you.
You know what's sad about this?
My God, man.
Everything about her is negative. Whether it's the family,
she doesn't seem like a very nice person. She does not seem like a very nice person. The family seems to hate her.
Right. The whole thing. And then North Carolina,
the scene she made during that interview.
And then on top of that, I got to tell you, I saw it firsthand. Bill Belichick is crazy about her.
You were really analyzing this thing, weren't you?
Well, I mean, how do you sit someplace for 3 hours?
Did you even watch the game?
I did. By the way, did you see how many commercials there were?
Oh, so you had plenty of time. That's right.
Had a lot of time in commercials.
Somebody said here, I saw Joe walk right past me in the parking lot with his wife. He didn't want any fan interaction. It was around 4:30. Wow.
What?
That's tough.
Fan interaction was there? I didn't. Somebody came up to me. I said,
Someone said they look forward to the legal battle playing out on the air for the tickets.
Oh, God, that's great. I love people bring that up. That's great.
Oh, don't forget the guy mobbed you in the morning to get the son some college offers. I remember that story.
I did have that one go.
That was at a restaurant, though, wasn't it? While you were eating dinner?
That was in a parking lot.
You got a parking lot, too?
That was parking lot. I've had bad luck in parking lots early in the morning.
Hmm.
I did
You
have
need a bodyguard.
I did have a father that ripped a coach to me and said, this is the only way I could get a hold of you. It's weird. I don't think people realize how weird that is because our hours, I'm in my studio before 5 a.m. It's pitch dark, and that guy got out of his car and had a tape for me to watch of his kid.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird. And was ripping the coach like he's all these guys. And I said, I kind of know that coach, and I can't believe that he's helping other kids get Division I scholarships, and he's not helping your kid. He goes, my kid did this and that, and I'm just frustrated, and can you help?
Someone said those poor Hard Rock attendants are trying to set up while Harold is there talking their ears off.
The who?
Well, because you got there so early, they're saying they felt bad for the people working at the stadium.
They opened 3 hours early, and I was up there, and there was already a whole bunch of people partying in the box. The boxes were
Sounds
alive
terrible.
and well.
I'm really sorry you got there early.
I don't think my wife, she was thinking a 3-hour football game. I think she thought we drive up, we go in, watch the game, and we're gone. She didn't know it was going to be an 8 or 9 hour day. She didn't realize that. Hey, I'll tell you what, we got more stuff to get to. 9 o'clock hours coming up. That means Mike Florio will join us, and we'll hear from the head football coach we had on early this morning. If you missed it, we'll have that on coming up in the 9 o'clock hour as well. So we'll have all that for you. Protect your home. I want to tell you about Chev at Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. He says, Joe, there's only one thing you can do. You can't control hurricanes. You can't control anything during hurricane season and all these tropical storms. But one thing you can do is you can protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. You got an old leaky roof. Replace your old roof now. You can pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact Windows and Doors. Impact Windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff during working hours to answer all your calls and answer all your questions. They cover all of South Florida, quality work, very competitive prices. Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing.
Today's topics are sponsored by local
Next up, Miami will head to Utah tomorrow night, and that game can be heard on 104.3 FM. To the Panthers, who beat Winnipeg 2-1 in a shootout. The Cats will now head to Minnesota tomorrow night, and that game can be heard on 560 AM. And the Canes Hoops will hit the road to take on Syracuse tomorrow. Tip-off is at 2. That game will air on 104.3 FM. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
A little taste of some of these big guys coming out hitting them. Like, all right, you think you're going to run around our guy? How about if you get a little taste of Landon Dickerson coming right down your throat?
The throw to Ayuk inside, touchdown. Samuel leading the way. Ayuk comes inside of him.
Nothing like the excitement of an NFL football game. You're such an idiot. You're such an idiot. I tried to do that straight-faced. It's not doable. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk going to join us coming up like he does every Friday about this time. We'll have him and get caught up with all the news, including we still got a handful of jobs, head coaching jobs still open.
Bills one's a good one.
Ooh, boy. So
they got Mike on deck today.
Mike McDaniel will interview today.
Very strange.
And then tomorrow, Anthony Weaver will interview. So people, I know you asked earlier, you thought, so here's the deal. If you get a coordinator job, you take it. You go, hey, I'm in. But if I get a head coaching job, the guys all take it. So they knew about it. It wasn't, he was still up for a couple of head coaching jobs. Not the Buffalo Bills one, because nobody thought that. Well, I guess some people might have thought it was going to open. Then, of course, the strange interview that they did with the head coach and general manager was very strange.
The owner, yeah, that was very weird. Not fans of Keon Coleman.
No, I would say he's done. I would say that sounds so bad. How does he even show up there, right? That becomes a topic between the GM and the head coach, and we didn't want him. Yes, you did. You picked him. And
it's funny. Like people were saying, showing, all this stuff on Twitter, and he's on vacation right now. Right? Like he's probably out on a beach somewhere and has to go on his phone and see that he was trending on, there's like the top trending thing on Twitter.
Well, first of all, if he's late or not showing up, it looks like he's the only one, because he's the only one. I mean, they're sitting there struggling for receivers and he's inactive. And they just said, oh, no, he didn't show up, or he came in late again. And they were like, I don't know if he's not happy or is he just, hey, man, at some point you got to grow up. You're getting paid. And I just don't get the late thing. I don't get the late. I will die before I get somebody you try to defend it sometimes like it's overrated, getting guys coming in late. You have said that before. You said that.
You're obsessed with it, though. It was the first thing you asked the guy yesterday when you met him.
I said, I got to ask you.
I don't even think you said your name.
Hey,
you just said, hey.
Don't worry. You were lucky to be there.
What about people being late?
It up?
Somebody asked about the Baldy comments earlier, by the way.
We have Brian Baldinger.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah, go ahead and play this to get everybody going. Sure. Let's hear it.
Pittsburgh Steelers. I hear, I'm not out here trying to play reporter or doing any of that nonsense, but I hear the Steelers are very interested in Mario Cristobal. And I think the coach of the University of Miami, I think Mario Cristobal actually would really translate to the NFL. I watched his practice in the spring. Jason Taylor coaching the defensive line. They got 2 number 1 picks on that defensive line. Mario Cristobal coaching the offensive line. Their right tackle is going to be a first-round pick. There's talent everywhere on that team. But the way that Mario coached that team reminded me of what old school coaches used to do. They're limited in the NFL, how many times you put pads on and hit and all that stuff, but they're going to get after it like they did. And I think Mario could actually transfer to the NFL.
Ooh. Boy, I just don't see Mario, even if he gets a call, his agent gets a call, I just don't see him going to Pittsburgh for that job. I don't see it. You talk about a guy,
no chance.
I think he's got the job.
A very nice compliment.
I think the job he's got, and he's got part of it done, but not completely. I think he wants to be here. He just does not. He looks like he enjoys the recruiting part.
You saw the stuff he said during the week leading up to that game. I think it's pretty clear where he wants to be.
Yeah. And one of his great strengths is what he does starting right now.
Yeah, but there's also no way like he's going to leave that the way that like you were what 40 seconds away, 40 yards away.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to walk away.
Yeah. Well, listen, we got to get caught up here. We're running
wild reporting though from Baldy.
Yeah, that's not a Baldy kind of thing, man. To come out and do that. Brian Baldinger, that's not his thing from NFL Network, but hit that one. So we'll see. But hey, man, it's a compliment to Mario Cristobal and what he just did, for sure. And
look, he's probably if you're talking about hot college coaches, he's in the top 2.
I don't know.
Out of the 2 guys that coached in that game.
You
don't think there's NFL teams that would want Signetti?
Yeah, I think his name's popped up too. Yeah, I do. I think all those guys' names have popped up. If you're not sure on all these,
it's a good thing.
Coaches. No, it is good. It's not bad.
That means you're doing
There's
well.
nothing bad for Mario except he may have to say guys are going, hey, they're saying you're not going to be around. You're going to go to pros, and he's got to go. No, I'm staying right here.
Yeah.
And when Mario says it, his word's pretty strong. All right, Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk will join us when we come back.
Today's topics are sponsored by Local Plumbers 519.
Just on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody, thank you. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joins us. Boy, we got a lot of Buffalo Bills news, including a disaster of a press conference with a head coach and a general manager discussing who's responsible for Keon Coleman and the pick, and then all the sound that made it sound. And Brandon Beane comes out later and says it was my pick, not the coach's pick. It was just awkward, Mike. The whole thing was just a disaster.
The whole thing was awesome for our business, but horrible for the Buffalo Bills. It was way too long, and they missed the mark. I think they went in there believing that we are going to address all concerns about this stunning decision to fire Coach Sean McDermott and not just keep GM Brandon Beane, but promote him. And I don't know where the PR guy was. Derek Boyko, I got a lot of respect for him. He's been there for years. He was with the Eagles before that. And competent PR people will know when to say, time for two more, and wrap it up and get everybody off the stage.
Right.
That thing just kept going and going. It makes me think Terry Pagula made it known to everyone, we're staying until every question's answered. And I credit the reporters that cover the Bills for asking all the right questions, serving their duty as liaison of the fans, getting the answers to the fans, the questions the fans would ask. So, yeah, I thought it was really bad. And, you know, I do have to say this. I love Mike McDaniel. When I saw that they're going to interview him, between his propensity to talk and talk and talk and talk and their propensity to talk and talk and talk and talk, they're supposed to do that interview today. It may not be over until Monday.
Oh, you sound like you've interviewed Mike McDaniel and you realize it's 3 questions and, well, that'll do it.
I'll tell you, I love Mike McDaniel, but whenever we've interviewed him, I know that we only need 2 questions.
Right. Now that's what you get. There's no question. By the way, that's an awkward one to think that he could be the head coach for the Buffalo Bills. Yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Look,
yeah.
I don't know that you fire Sean McDermott without knowing who you're going to replace him with, and that violates the spirit, if not the letter, of the Rooney Rule, which advocates a very open, deliberate, inclusive process, and you're not supposed to have your sights set conclusively on the next coach. But, you know, the names that came up right away, Joe Brady, which is kind of awkward because he was the offensive coordinator for the guy who wasn't good enough to stay. Brian Daboll, who was the offensive coordinator, who was good enough to parlay that position working with Josh Allen into being the Giants head coach. And then Davis Webb, who was a backup for the Bills and is close friends with Josh Allen. Those were the 3 that came up. So anybody else is, hey, you know, they are casting a wide net. Maybe they don't know who they were going to hire. But the whole thing is so weird. The idea that Terry Pagula, as he tells the story, and I'm going to take him at his word for something this kooky, that he had given no thought to firing Sean McDermott until after they lost to the Broncos. And simply by walking into the locker room and seeing Josh Allen crying and feeling the vibe, he knew that he had to fire his coach. I mean, I've never heard anything like that before.
No.
And I don't know that it's the truth. That's just whatever version they cooked up to sell whatever they're trying to sell. But, man, they should have done a better job cooking up a story because that's not an objectively believable story.
All right, so let's get to part 3 that is affiliated with the Buffalo Bills. I know it's been a few days now, but it was a weird call, and I caught myself going, wait a second, man. Josh Allen to Brandon Cooks ruled a pick, or was it a catch? And there's been a lot of talk, and it was just they were up on the ball before I knew it, and we were running on to the next play like it definitely was an interception. Mike, does the league have to take a look at this in the offseason? It just looked like a bad call.
Well, and there's 2 different aspects to it. One is the way that the play was handled, because there's an element of transparency that needs to come through in moments like that. You need to know when to stop the game, take the time, make sure that the right people are watching the replays. And Walt Anderson, who serves as the NFL's in-house officiating spokesperson, mentioned on NFL Network Sunday that there's a team of replay officials that look at every play. I got a text from a GM saying, why is this the first time I'm hearing about a team of replay officials that look at every play? So nobody knows, and I've heard this concern ever since Dean Blandino left. Who's reviewing these calls? Who's making these decisions? Is it one person? Is it multiple people? Who's in the room? Who's hovering over their shoulders while they're trying to make these decisions? There should be one person and one person only. We should know who it is, and that's the person who should answer to the media when decisions like this are made. And as it relates to the Cooks play, it didn't even get to that person because they made the decision via expedited review performed by God knows who that they weren't going to do a full-blown review. And the other problem, Joe, it relates to the consistency of the application of the rule. There's nothing wrong with the catch rule. And there's two aspects: what you have to do to complete a catch while you're on both feet in the field of play, and what you have to do to complete a catch when you're going to the ground.
Right.
Brandon Cooks was going to the ground. And as written, if you're going to the ground and you hit the ground and the ball comes out, you've lost possession of it. So as written, that's the accurate application. The problem is on December 7th, Aaron Rodgers caught a batted ball behind the line of scrimmage, and he was going to the ground, hit the ground, lost possession. The Ravens came up with it. It was ruled an interception on the field and overturned to a catch by replay review. And the reasoning from Mark Butterworth, the VP of Instant Replay, if you apply those words to Brandon Cooks, he caught the ball.
Yeah.
So the core of this issue, Joe, the thing they have to decide moving forward, if you're going to the ground while being contacted by the defender, are you down when you hit the ground, even if the ball pops out, or do you still have to maintain possession, allowing the defender to intercept the ball if the ball comes free? That's the thing they have to decide what's it going to be. And in doing that, they're going to have to admit that they got one of those wrong.
Yeah.
They either got the Aaron Rodgers call wrong or they got the Cooks call wrong.
Well, we know one thing. The one cost the Buffalo Bills potentially the game. There's no question about that.
And it got Sean McDermott fired.
Yeah, got the guy. That's right. That's right. He'd still be playing, getting ready for this game with a really good chance to win. So yes, there's no question. Hey, so let's move on to this Duke lawsuit, which might be affiliated to University of Miami down here. Darian Mensah, the Duke quarterback. We've seen a couple of these. We saw one in Washington as well. He had a great year. He's a hell of a quarterback, and he goes into the portal late with a contract already in place with Duke. What's going to happen legally, this thing? They're allowing him to be in the portal right now. Mike, does he end up staying at Duke, or are they going to let him out?
Well, there's three steps when it relates to a case like this. The first, you try to get a temporary restraining order to allow you to do the thing you want to do. So he got the TRO to allow him to enter the portal, or the TRO, I got it wrong. I'm mixing up my cases because there's another case where a TRO was ordered involving a basketball player. Duke wanted a TRO to prevent him from entering the portal. That was rejected. The next step is what's called a preliminary injunction to keep him from transferring while the lawsuit is pending. The contract has an arbitration clause that basically says any dispute, you have to go to a private arbitrator, you don't go to court. But they're running the court to try to keep him from transferring. And this is just an example of the chaos that you get when all of the antitrust violations that are baked into the NCAA's rules come crashing down and the schools don't know what to do. And this is where we are. And, Joe, I'm surprised Miami hasn't been sued yet. And I won't be surprised if Miami is sued. Now, they got sued by Wisconsin a year or so ago under a situation like this for tortious interference with a contract relationship. It's awkward to do it to a conference partner if Duke does that to Miami. But that's really the heart of this, right? Mensah was going to stay until somebody shows up with a bigger bag of cash. So now he's going to go. And Duke is exercising its prerogative to try to hold him in place. At some point, Duke has to ask itself, do we want to go after the entity that tried to lure this guy away?
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy one. Speaking of college, Mendoza looks like he's been looking like it basically all year. Is he the first overall pick in this draft?
I think he will be either by the team that holds it or the team to whom it's traded to. If the Raiders, who had the big show of Tom Brady's there, Mark Davis is there, John Spytek is there, and they want to check out Fernando Mendoza. They also want everyone to think that they're all in for Fernando Mendoza to drive up the value of that pick if they trade it. So I think he'll be the number one overall pick. The question is who ultimately puts in the card, and do the Raiders trade out of that spot? I've been kicking around this possibility of the Raiders trading the number 1 pick to the Ravens as part of a package that sends them Lamar Jackson. Well, then the Ravens would have that pick. Would they use it, or would they trade it to someone else? But I think some way, somehow, someone's going to make Mendoza the top pick. He's the best in this year's class, and that's the reality. You don't have to be a Hall of Famer. You don't have to be a Pro Bowler. All you have to be is the best in this group that's coming out, and you're likely to be the first pick in the draft, and it feels like that's where Mendoza's headed.
Mike, the Miami Dolphins now have a GM and head coach in place, both from the Green Bay Packers, Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley. Any thoughts, what you've heard about the Green Bay way coming down to South Florida?
Well, I mean, they should be able to put together a team that can play when it's cold, right? They know a thing or two about that. But, it took them a while to get there. Look at most of these current vacancies. They're looking for a coach, but they kept the GM. And in some places, they get rid of the GM and they keep the coach. Initially, the GM was gone. The coach was staying. Mike McDaniel made it through the season. And it felt like Stephen Ross was trying to come up with a way to keep Mike McDaniel. And apparently he realized this isn't going to work because whoever I hire is going to want to have his own coach. So why do I want to tie Jon-Eric Sullivan's hands with a coach that he wouldn't have hired and that he wouldn't want to work with? General managers scout everyone. They scout players. They scout coaches. They know who they want to work with. And Jon-Eric Sullivan knew that Jeff Hafley is the guy he wanted to work with. So I give Stephen Ross credit. The old saying is wisdom often never shows up at all. We shouldn't reject it simply because it came late. To realize that McDaniel needed to go too and they need to do a clean sweep, that's something that puts you on the path to being a properly functioning football operation. We talked about the Bills because the Bills did a half measure, and they've created this mess for themselves by firing McDermott and promoting Brandon Beane in one fell swoop. It's better off, if you've got a problem with your team, it's better off to hit the reset button, bring in a new GM and a new head coach, and let these guys work together and see what they can do. And, it either works or it doesn't, but it
was time for change, Mike. It was time for change.
They continue to spin their wheels in the mud. So let's try a new set of tires and see if it works.
Yeah, no question. Hey, Mike, as always, man, really appreciate you coming on. Enjoy the games this weekend. We'll find out if old Mr. Stidham can hold the Denver Broncos at home and get them to a Super Bowl.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you.
All right. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joining us. Yes.
Real quick here, Joe. I did not get your picks yet. We got 2 games coming up on Sunday. Broncos hosting the Patriots. New England is favored by 5 points.
Patriots.
And then you got the Seahawks and Rams. Seattle favored by 2.5. You've been leaning Seattle.
I'm going
day.
Seattle. I got to stick with them. I got to stick with Seattle. Hey, also, we're going to have Jeff Hafley, head coach of the Miami Dolphins, join us next.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Loctite Impact, South Florida's top